cause she too messy. The fuck them broke boys with? Get out my section. Get out my section. I pull the muscle. Goddamn, too much flexing. Damn. Caught them in traffic on the accident. We pressin'. Got them. Smoking Zaza every second. I be stretching. If they ain't tryna beat them, fuck it. Won't you stretch them? Do that. They wipe his nose for that tissue. God bless them. Wipe it. I dropped them for a burp. I call that shit Chris Webber. Drink. They wipe his nose for that tissue. God bless them. Wipe it. I dropped them for a burp. I call that shit Chris Webber. Drink. I'm the honcho, bitch. I'm about my cheddar. Little hoe keep going outside. Little bitch do better. Bitch. She want me to hit it. Put my blinky on the dresser. Got it. Feeling brilliant. Just like Elon. Park the Tesla. Pop it. You ain't got no motion. You can't stand up in my session. Get out. I said Carisha, please. Cause she too messy. Please. Bitch, fuck my dog behind my back, but I ain't stretching. Not at all. You wanted the game. You should've just said it. We would've blessed it. Should've just said it. Now shit got messy.
Valentino summers and wave runners. Chains on my niggas like slave runners. Drug dealers anonymous. How many Madonnas can that monster fit? My brick talk is more than obvious. It's ominous. Garage is the phantom. Ghouls, ghosts, and goblins. Blonde mohawk, the collection. I'm Dennis Rodman. The money count is the only moment of silence. Cause hush money balances all this drugs and violence. Hat trick under my mattress. Date I stop, steal, hats and asterisks. After it, after all, I can make a call. I can baptize a brick as I wash away my sins like a Catholic. Who the fucking master this? America's nightmares and Flint. Children of a lesser God when your melanin's got a tint. And I can't even mention what I sent or what I spent. Cause my name in 18 wheelers is evidence. I put my booze in them cruise collection. Like's a bitch, A to Z on her shoe collection. Take your pick, paid in full like 86 G's on my body. The new Gucci has less monogram. God's got it. Let he without sin cast the first stone. So I built that all glass quad level first home. Shatter all of your misconceptions, hold all of the missing weapons. You thought I would miss my blessing, the ultimate misdirection.
Your husband was a drug dealer. For 14 years, he sold crack cocaine.
Federico Fellini in the flesh. Sergio Cicchini inside his mesh. Bitch, I've been bracking since the 80s. Google me, baby, you crazy. 89 in London pulling bins up. Type it in, Google's your friend, bruh. 14-year drug dealer and still counting. Who deserves the medal of freedom is my accountant. He been hula hooping through loopholes, working round shit. IRS shoulda had the townhouses surrounded. Thanks to the lawyers, I marbled the foyer, I tore the floor up, yeah, that's for the koi fish. We been dining on oysters. I walked through the garage, it's like multiple choices. I told him pull a Royce up, I'm getting ghosts. I'm hearing noises, I think it's the boys, but I've been banging the Deutsch. We got storefronts, we got employee stuff. We've been opening studios and 40/40s up. The paper trail is gorgeous. Cases we bury some before a reasonable doubt drop. The jury hung. Bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. My tenure took me through Virginia. Ask Teddy Riley about me. Ask the federales about me. Tryna build a cell around me. Snatch my nigga Emery up. Try to get him to tell about me. He told 12, give me 12. He told him to go to hell about me. Drug dealers anonymous. Y'all think Uber's the future? Our cars been autonomous. Mules move the drums, take them to different spots. We just call the shots by simply moving our thumbs. I'm a course of miracles with this shit. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Fearing lies, the peace of God. I always knew I was a prophet, but I couldn't find a decent job. Life made me ambidextrous, counting with my right, whipping white with my left wrist. Damn, Daniel, FBI keep bringing them all white vans through.
Hey, know I'm tone bite, know I'm tone bite, know I'm tone bite. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, know I'm tone bite, Ratchet TV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. All right, so boom. Man. We got to talk Ratchet Gang. We got to chop it up. Look, tonight we got to talk about none other than T.D. Jakes. We about to chop it up about T.D. Jakes tonight, gang. We got a lot of information that's been coming through ever since Cassie dropped off those receipts in the Diddy case. Everybody been looking at T.D. Jakes a little different. But if you backtrack a little bit, I've been telling you about T.D. Jakes. I've been telling y'all him and Diddy party together, him and Diddy get down, but y'all don't want to listen until it's too late. So now I'm about to give y'all some more of the drop on T.D. Jakes. I found out some more information on this dude, allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act, and you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video, and everything I say is alleged. Allegedly. All right, but anyway, I got to get my disclaimer out the way for this one because this is alleged. And Salute God's Son says, Showtime, get the likes up. You know what it is, God's Son. You know I'm coming with this information tonight. Salute for that 20-piece. That's how you start off the show, with a 20-piece McNugget. I don't know who can match that energy. I don't know who in the room can match that 20-piece McNugget energy. But salute to Miss Peace Slice for that 10-piece McNugget. I do appreciate that. Let's go, King Ratchet. Salute to you. I appreciate that 10-piece McNugget. I don't know if anybody can match that energy. Salute to the gang, though. We got to chop it up because, hold on. I got some information on T.D. Jakes. So let's just say I know a lot of people in a lot of places. Y'all already know this. Y'all know I'm not capping when I say I got friends in places. I got friends in high places. So check this out. Y'all remember I used to cover the Alexis Ware case, right? Salute to Dainty and Pris. She said, look, let me match that energy. I don't even know, man. I don't know who following suit with that, but Dainty and Pris just threw up a 20-piece McNugget. Salute to Dainty and Pris. I appreciate you, Dainty and Pris. Salute. See, that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? That's real Ratchet Gang right there. You see God's Son and Dainty and Pris. That's real Ratchet Gang right there. Salute to the gang, man. All right. Man. Damn, Daniel. FBI keep bringing them white vans through. All right. All right. Look. So y'all remember I used to cover the Alexis Ware case, right? All right. So check this out. When I covered the Alexis Ware case, I used to be heavy out there in South Carolina, the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? South and North. I was out there in the Carolinas, heavy. Salute to Kyla Tacton. I appreciate you, Kyla Tacton, on that 20-piece McNugget. See, that's real Ratchet Gang right there. That's how you know it's real Ratchet Gang. When I said who gonna match that energy, that's real Ratchet Gang. I appreciate you, Kyla. Salute, Kyla Tacton. All right, there you go. That's real Ratchet Gang. All right, so check this out. So I was out there in the Carolinas, heavy, right? Heavy. I know a lot of people out there. I broke down several cases over there, from Shanquella Robinson. I exposed a lot of the demonic shit in the Masonry and the Eastern Stars and the sacrifice. Yeah, y'all go back to the Shanquella Robinson case. Man, I broke that case completely down. You know what I'm talking about? Salute to Naima. She said, hold on, let me throw a 25 piece up. I appreciate you, Naima. Salute for that 25 piece McNugget. She threw a quarter up. I ain't mad at you, Naima. Salute. That's real ratchet game. I appreciate you. I'm finna get to this information. Y'all just wait. I got something for y'all. Salute to Diva Fly Music for that 10 piece. I do appreciate you for that 10 piece McNugget. Salute, salute, salute. Y'all showing out tonight. Okay, gang. Okay, I'm having a good night so far. So check this out. So while I was down there doing all this, my credibility in the Carolinas is heavy. So when I give y'all this information, I guarantee you more people are gonna come forward. When I give y'all this information, because I know what he been doing out there. You see, they said, you see, he be out there in Dallas now, but he was out there in the Carolinas running plays. They said TD Jakes allegedly. Now, this person, they told me straight up, like, hey, look, I was in a bind at one point, needed some, you know what I'm saying? Needed some bread. Salute to Judy Tokos for that 20-piece McNugget. Salute King RG4L, you the best. I appreciate you, Judy. You the best. Salute, I appreciate you for that 20-piece McNugget. So check this out. They say this chick says she was, you know what I'm saying, and needed some bread or whatever. But then they hit her up like, hey, look, so you need some money, right? Like, all you got to do is go up to TD Jake's church and pretend like he healed you. I'm like, wait, what? She said, I didn't do it, but they definitely hit me up and was like, hey, if you need some money, they paying, I think it was 1,500. I would have to, I can't remember. I would have to go back and ask again. I can't remember the price. So don't give me quoting. I'm not gonna lie and say I remember the price, but if I remember correctly, it was $1,500. They paying people $1,500 to get up there on TD Jake's stage and he grab you and be like, there you go, you're healed. And then she be like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I could walk again type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I don't like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm always expose something when it comes to kids, and I'm always expose something when it comes to what the fuck this is. Y'all, do y'all understand what's going on here? He playing with God, bro. Like we gotta expose that. We not finna allow this. Like I can't just use this platform for everything else other than the most important message. And I think he about to get a message in real time. It's over for TD Jakes. Look, you was hitting people up in the Carolinas, and I guarantee you some people in here know that this, if you have heard of this from the Carolinas, or if you've heard of this, if you're from Dallas or anywhere else, have you ever heard that TD Jakes be running fake plays and he be running fake miracles and he will pay you to get up there and act like something happened that really didn't? He'll act like he healed a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get too deep into it. Drop the gems right now if you know that to be true. Drop the caps if you think I'm lying. Drop the gems if you think that's true. Do you think TD Jakes be running fake plays, calling people like, hey, just get up here and just go with the script, go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, stick to the script and you're going to get this 1,500. All you got to do is say I healed you. That's all you got to do. That's it. Nothing more to it. See, look at everybody. TD, it's over for you, bro. Now that RatchetTV is on your top. Man. What are we gonna do with TD Jakes, y'all? What in the hell are we gonna do with TD Jakes? So that's why I don't go to church now. Hey, look, they be, and there's allegedly a grown man right now. I can't remember how old he is. And I think 28, I want to say. I can't remember. Don't quote me on the age. But they saying back when he was, I think, underage, I'll just say early, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too much. Let's just say very inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? But allegedly, when he was that inappropriately of age or whatever you want to say, however you want to shake it, he was going to that church. I think it was the Potter's house, I want to say, or I can't remember. I don't know, man. He was going to the church or whatever the fuck church it was. And TD Jakes allegedly forced him to give him some TOP. You know what I'm saying? And this kid grew up to resent his parents because his parents took hush money from TD Jakes. The parents took hush money, and I heard it was a lot of money, but he didn't see none of the money. So now that he's grown, he ain't even rocking with his parents no more like that, and he want to expose TD Jakes for what he did allegedly. Look, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just giving y'all what came to me. I don't know. I got no idea. What do I know? I'm just Ratchet TV, right? But my credibility is through the roof. So we did some digging. We've been doing some digging on these people. So surviving TD Jake starts tonight. But I won't start it till we get 400 likes. We got too many people in here. We almost got 1,200 people in here. And we already got 125 on the screen. And we ain't even said nothing yet. I just gave y'all a gem though. TD Jakes be running fake plays. That dude is the cap artist. And I'm on his top. Not the way he like. He wouldn't like he don't like the way I'm on. He ain't. I mean, he like the other way. I don't know. It's a little loose. I don't know what it is, but it's loose. All right, TD Jakes. Well, you on the chopping block tonight, buddy. So nobody likes to be on this end of Ratchet TV. Let's just keep it a buck. Nobody really likes to be on this end of Ratchet TV. So when we kind of left off yesterday, we kind of left off talking about a woman who can who was torn by this family. And this is why we started doing our digging, because allegedly this woman, they pointed me in her direction. We're going to chop it up.
I was homeless. I was leaving a 4 or 5 year relationship. I had 3 kids already, and I was pregnant with my 4th born, Jason. When we got reacquainted, she told me that she'll be there to help me. You know, she told me that she was only there to help me. After I had Jason, it was just like I was just set up from the beginning. She was not there to help me. She was actually there to take my child. And she did everything that she could to get what she wanted, her and her husband. From constantly telling me that I didn't have my son for myself, to backing me in a corner in her office at her home when they stayed in Grand Prairie, her and her husband Brandon, and telling me that if I did not give my son to them, that they would take him from me. Making me feel like I was inadequate to take care of one child, although I already had 3 kids. Making it seem like she was there to help me, but the whole time she was planning and conniving to take my son Jason. After I had my son Jason, because while I was pregnant with Jason, I was depressed. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I was fucking depressed. You understand what I'm saying? So when I had Jason, I went into postpartum depression. I never dealt with that in my whole entire life or having children. I never dealt with postpartum depression. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to deal with it. I just know that I was dealing with it. You know, and she took that and she prayed on my vulnerability to the point where she had me in front of a fucking MacBook recording and asking me questions, talking about it was counseling, but it wasn't counseling, because later on down the line, a few years later, she would then use that evidence against me in court when I went to fight for my son. Okay? She used that shit against me. Okay? What was supposed to be for healing, what was supposed to be for ministry, what was supposed to be for all of that, she used it against me in court to take my son, okay? Now, I don't know how many mothers that's dealt with postpartum depression, but that shit is fucking real, okay? It causes you to be detached from your child. It causes you to feel like, maybe you don't love your child. This shit is real. And in my case, it caused a detachment. Not that I didn't love him, but I didn't feel close and connected with him because of the postpartum depression, not because of who I am as a mom. And that bitch preyed on that shit. And when you fighting against people with money, and I'm talking about real money, that shit is hard as fuck. I represented myself in trial by myself. And I had to sit up there and come to the agreement because I didn't know how to fight no more. They paid my lawyer off. They paid the judge off. They didn't even want to submit their income documents, her health documents, nothing, to the point where they had even their little minions around them doing the work for them. You know what I'm saying? That girl, for a whole year straight after I had my baby, did whatever she could to put it in my head that my baby was not for me, to the point where she brought down a so-called prophet.
I'm gonna stop it right there for a second. What do y'all feel? What do y'all feel about this? Let me know in the chat. What the hell do you feel about this? Because allegedly this family be praying on people, and I ain't talking about the way they supposed to. They supposed to be praying in other ways, but we gonna get into some of their family members in a minute.
By the name of Gaylena, okay? And they performed this whole little, I call it an exorcism now.
Do y'all believe her? Drop the gems if you do. I want to see the chat flooded. I'm talking about flooded with gems if you believe her. Drop the caps if you think she capping. Whatever it is, flood the chat. Let's go.
Had me laying on the floor, speaking in tongues over me, pouring oil over me. Then she comes up with this elaborate story talking about I didn't have Jason for myself, that I had Jason for Cora and Brandon Coleman, and how she could see Brandon sitting on some type of throne. And it was my son that was sitting on his lap, and he was just laughing and playing. To the point where Cora told me after I had my son Liam that God gave me Liam so that Jason's real brother could come. Who the fuck is Jason's real brother? Because bitch, it sure ain't no child coming from you because you can't have kids. She can't have kids. You understand what I'm saying? The bitch can't have kids. I'm not the first person that she tried this with, but I'm the only person that she got this fucking far with. And I'm tired of being quiet.
I see someone named Ocean in the chat says they tried me. Let me know if you need the link, and I definitely will drop it. If I do have any people who are surviving the Jakes or anyone around them, I want y'all to let me know in the chat. Just raise your hand if you are surviving them, and I want to bring y'all up.
To the point now, from 2018 to now, Brandon Coleman was locked up on May 4th for sexually assaulting the adopted daughter of Mari. And it wasn't just a one-time offense. It was continuous.
So these same people are already been charged, or one of the people already been charged for whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Man, come on. And then they just stealing kids. What is going on here? And how is this legal? Look at this woman. I could just see pain in this lady's face, man. And they preying on this woman and her kids, man. Let's continue.
Continuous sexual assault. So now I gotta sit here and I gotta think, well, did he touch my baby? Did he touch my baby? You understand what I'm saying? I haven't seen my child since 2018. They keep him from me. I don't know where they stay. I don't know where they live. I don't know their day-to-day thing. I don't know anything. This whole fucking time. And this man has been a motherfucking molester in your motherfucking home, but you so worried about making this home, making this family, having these kids that you're willing to steal, kill, and destroy other people's lives, other people's families. I can't tell y'all how many times my baby sit up here and ask me for their brother. Mama, when we gonna see Jason? Mama, when is Jason coming home? And I don't have an answer to give them.
Man. What do y'all think about that? What do you see when you what do you hear? What do you feel like when you watching it? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat how y'all feel about that. That's where we left off yesterday. Everybody kept telling me about this lady. They was like, man, they stole her kid. Whoop-de whoop-de whoop. This family is tied into some stuff, man. You got to look this up, bro. I'm like, hold on, thug. Hold on, man. I already don't rock with this dude. You know what I'm saying? I never rocked with this dude because I already knew what he had going on. But you know what I'm saying? Now that we looking into this stuff, you start to see a lot of it's some crazy stuff going on with these people, man. It's some crazy stuff going on with these people. Let's continue. So look, someone says, "Hey Ratchet, when I moved to Atlanta in 2005, this guy approached me asking if I wanted to make a quick 1600. I was like, how? He said, easy, just ride the TD Jakes bus to South Carolina and act like TD healed me. I was like, nah, I'm good. So I've been good on him. RG4L. So like I told y'all, TD Jakes, he pays people to get up there and act like he healed them and he performed a miracle on them. So we gotta chop it up about these people that are what's going on with the Jakes. His daughter was having blank and had a baby at this is about TD Jakes. His daughter was having blank and had a baby at 14. His son was arrested for soliciting blank from a man, an undercover police officer. His daughter's husband was blanking their daughter, who has now been sent to prison. It's all public record. He acts like he's the, our pope of the church who should have control over everybody. Allegedly, all those ministers he promotes have bought in at $10,000 a year for mentorship to be promoted by him. Speaking of mentorship, where is it at? Where is it at? Speaking of mentorship, pastor mentored by TD Jakes accused of an affair. So I wonder what TD Jakes be out there. I wonder what he be. What TD Jakes be having going on out there, man? We're gonna get to that later. But TD Jakes, he got people in his pocket. He's protected, and he definitely he promotes a certain agenda. But like I said, he people pay him to be a mentor of some sort, and it's in some like club that they get into. They're in some secret society club, and it's like some black boule-ish. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. But it says wanna be up Jake's men in the ministry allow themselves to be used at his attack dog as his attack dog to attack who he wants to bring down. And has anybody found out how Daryl Patrick, Jake's closest assistant, died mysteriously after threatening to expose Jake's allegedly man? He has been behind interfering in female ministries' marriage. Juanita spoke on this in hopes of distracting them and tearing them down, all while trying to prop up a non-anointed by God just by her daddy, non-preaching motivational speaker Sarah. I hope more of these men of God are exposed. Well, guess what? Y'all met RatchetTV. Everybody who ever wanted to expose Jakes, guess what? Big Ratchet is here. You got me. Now, the next time I would tell y'all something, believe me. Next time I tell y'all something, believe me. They said he being slandered online due to P. Diddy and Cassie. Well, now we know what you got going on behind closed doors, TD. And they say you a power bottom, man, allegedly. They say you a powerful one. The mama is always going to step. If I never experience unconditional love in human form, I'm forever grateful to get this experience. Whoa, man. This is more, and this lady, she's trying to expose them with everything she got. So here goes some. This is Cora. Do y'all know who Cora is? Cora. Does anyone in the building know who Cora Jakes is? Anybody in the building? Does anybody in the building know who Cora Jakes is? They say bottoms up. Somebody said bottoms up. TD Jakes. They said no. Y'all don't know who she is? Do y'all know who it is? Let me know. They said his daughter. There you go. All right. So now we caught up to speed. I'm just get caught up to speed on who Cora is. Cora is the daughter. That's the one who the lady was just crying about and shit. It is Mother's Day, and I should have all my children. Did you or did you not offer me money for my son? Let's let the court decide. I'm not saying you were right or wrong. I'm saying let the court decide. Did you or did you not tell me while in Brandon's office that if I did not give him to you, that you will take him from me? That is the truth, and you know it, Cora. Let the courts decide. All I'm saying is, why can't we do why can't we do this the way you started it in court? Let the courts decide. I've been very humble, but you're not going to continue to paint this picture that I don't love, care for, or want my son. You can't even be honest. Shaking my head. So Cora is just, they tied into these courts. Who just threw me up I know I seen okay, there you go. Sin threw me up a 50-piece McNugget. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is what I'm talking about. A 50, I like the 50-piece McNugget. I like the 50-piece McNugget. Salute, I appreciate you. We almost got 1.8 in the room. All right, man, they just talking about let the courts decide. Look, Cora, she got this from her daddy. They bought the courts off though. The courts already paid off. So it's talking down on me to have to come to me outside of Walmart again. Nothing to do with Jason. Speaking of, they said speaking truth is speaking truth. And that very same person stated that all of y'all are manipulators. Start there. Everything I state is truth and pertains to Jason. You don't want to state the truth of you telling me you will take my son and fight me for him. You don't want to state the truth of you offering me money for him. Just be honest. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. What is this? It said Michelle stated the judge in that case is a member of TD Jake's church. TD Jake's he's gotten everybody in his pockets. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He's protected by everybody. That's why she wants the courts to decide because they know the judge. It says, just be honest. I true to have a face to face with you at Starbucks. I think it was I tried to have a face to face with you at Starbucks and you never showed. I waited for 2 hours for you to show and you never did. You started treating me like I was a piece of ish. You had Jaleesa, Jalecia and Rachel standing at your door when I dropped Keisha off because your husband said he didn't want me at y'all house anymore. So it's a lot of stuff going on with these people, man. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. Let's continue with this. She also goes on to say, you started with the courts when you decided you wanted me to sign documents leading up to you being able to file a petition with the court to adopt Jason. Did you or did you not offer me money for my son, Cora? Did you or did you not tell me that you would take him from me? I am I am not talking down on you. I'm stating facts. Michelle, let the courts decide. You have a lawyer. Let your lawyer speak for you. Let the judge decide. What's the point of court if you're going to fight me anyway? I never lied to you. You backed me in a corner. Michelle, the people you have been talking down on me to have come to me outside of Walmart again. Nothing to do with Jason. And then, man, I don't know, man. This chick, she act just like her damn daddy. She act just like her damn daddy. It says, "I am not harassing you. You're continuing to lie and lie. You made the post, wrote the lies to the courts. What's going to affect him more is when he grows up and learns the truth." Okay, Michelle, if that is the truth, you stand in. If that's the truth you stand in, let's let the courts decide. If she say that shit one more time, it's Mother's Day and I should have all my children. And that's whenever they went back to that. Did you or did you not owe me money? Whoop de whoop de whoop. It's just a whole lot of loose ish going on. It says, in fear of fighting for him, and when I tried to talk to you several times, you blew me off. Cora, you know what you are doing to get Jason. You know you backed me in a corner, so don't say I lied to you when you know what you did and said to me. Shaking my head, we are still in court because you don't want to give me my son, Cora. Like I stated, you could have helped me not take him from me. You're exactly right. During my pregnancy and afterwards, I was going through emotional distress and depression because of blank. I was not in my right mind, and you know that, and you knew that. As a friend, you should have been there telling me I could do it, that I could make it through, that I could raise all of my children with or without blank. That's not what you did, Cora. I was weak and weak minded, very vulnerable. You knew I was suffering from postpartum depression. Before I knew it, Cora, I didn't need you to scare me into taking my child from me. I needed support and a real friend. So this lady then poured her heart out to this lady. And all she gonna say is, "Hey, let the courts decide. All you gotta do is let the courts decide. Let's go to our friends and see what it is. Says finalization. No more court battles. Just having peace. We have discontinued any and all Jason's phone contact. Is not to continue to confuse him. Since you refuse to honor our wishes, in calling yourself his mommy and mother, even with us asking you not to, we felt it would be necessary to set boundaries. Unfortunately, going back 4 years isn't an option, and given whatever court battle, those agreements that were made before the battle, obviously no longer valid agreements. Jason will get older, and he does know who you are and who Jaden, Cree, Anaya, and Liam are. We haven't kept that from him. He knows that he came from out of your belly, and so did they. But as far as mothering, Jason doesn't know you as his mother or mommy. It will be a long time before he is older. So for now, we are the ones that make the decisions concerning him, and that's just how it is. And our decision is to have boundaries and to keep confusion of you being any type of mother figure out of his life until he gets old enough to understand the concept fully. Again, we aren't blocking you. We are setting necessary boundaries to keep out confusion. Blessings to you. Man, what in the hell is going on with the Jakes, man? They done stole this lady kid. They done stole this lady kid, man. And they getting away with it because they cool with the courts. They already cool with the courts, so it don't even matter. They already getting away with it. So let's go ahead. I think we already ready, man. That was just a warm up. We got a whole bunch of shit to talk about tonight, man. We barely even getting started, man. We just getting our feet wet in this case. So TD Jakes, let's go. TD Jakes, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. This dude, it's loose with him. It's loose and alleged. Him and Diddy. Let's get back to it, man. Let's get to these. Let's get to the Jakes, man. We gonna cover this damn story. Let's get to it. Let's get to part one of this story, man. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, the story's so crazy I had to get up out of bed. Look at this. Okay, so the story starts off with this young lady right here. Her name happens to be Cora, and this is her husband, Brandon. And if you don't know who Cora is, let me show you a better image. Okay, Cora's the daughter of T.D. Jakes, and we all know T.D. Jakes and his ministries, the Potter's House. Okay, you following? Good. Now, you're probably thinking that because I'm showing you an image of this woman here, it's because Cora's husband had an affair with her. Wrong, baby. Wrong. This beautiful lady seen here is actually Michelle, and Michelle is alleging one of the craziest stories I think I've ever heard on the internet. And here's how it goes.
I was homeless. I was leaving a 4 or 5 year relationship. I had 3 kids already, and I was pregnant with my 4th born, Jason. When we got reacquainted, she told me that she'll be there to help me. You know, she told me that she was only there to help me.
So now you're probably wondering, who is Jason and how was Cora going to help Michelle with Jason? Well, Jason happens to be Michelle's son. And at the time, Michelle had 3 children and Jason was her 4th to be born. Now here's a picture of Jason, and this is back in 2014. And you're probably wondering why Cora has an image of Jason on her Instagram page. Well, that's where the story gets a bit convoluted. Now, in this post here, Cora writes, "The sleeping angel. I could sit here and watch him forever. Everything about him is extraordinary. God is so amazing." So you're probably wondering, why is Cora posting a picture of another woman's baby and exalted about it as though it's her child? That's where the story gets a bit more interesting.
And this story just keeps getting weirder and weirder, y'all. Jennifer Welsh sent me that 10-piece. I appreciate you, Jennifer. Salute. I appreciate you. I didn't forget you.
It was just like, I was just set up from the beginning. She was not there to help me. She was actually there to take my child. And she did everything that she could to get what she wanted, her and her husband. From constantly telling me that I didn't have my son for myself, to backing me in a corner in her office at her home when they stayed in Grand Prairie, her and her husband Brandon, and telling me that if I did not give my son to them, that they would take him from me.
And that's only the beginning. I'm going to have to make a part 2.
All right, so let's get into this story, man. Do y'all want to continue getting? We're going to get all the way into it, man. I don't know what it is, but it's loose. Let's get to it. Tone by it. Hold on. That's not the. Give me 1 second. All right. Is this the one? All right, here we go. I was making sure my shit was in order because I fucked up on one of my receipts. All right, but it's all good. Let's get back to it. Let's get to part 2, man. We almost got 1,900 people in here. Let's get to 2K, y'all. Get the likes up, man. Y'all tripping on the likes. Make sure you support the channel, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Ma'am, with all due respect, exposed is not the word, okay? Part 2. So if you don't know what we're talking about, click this comment here and you're going to figure out exactly what's going on with baby Jason.
Take my son Jason. After I had my son Jason, because while I was pregnant with Jason, I was depressed. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I was fucking depressed. You understand what I'm saying? So when I had Jason, I went into postpartum depression. I never dealt with that in my whole entire life or having children. I never dealt with postpartum depression. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to deal with it. I just know that I was dealing with it. You know, and she took that and she prayed on my vulnerability to the point where she had me in front of a fucking MacBook recording and asking me questions, talking about it was counseling, but it wasn't counseling. Because later on down the line, a few years later, she would then use that evidence against me in court when I went to fight for my son. Okay?
So you can see in Michelle's testimony there on Instagram, she's explaining exactly how Cora allegedly manipulated her into giving up her son. Earlier in that recording, Michelle stated that she was actually backed into a corner, and Cora and her husband Brandon stated that if she didn't give them her child, they were going to take him from her. I was actually able to dig up some photos of the last time that Michelle actually seen her baby Jason, and in the caption seen here, she says, "Without you, I've got nothing to lose." Also, there are more images of Michelle showing off baby Jason at the time that she still had custody of him. This is actually the last image that I was able to find of Michelle and her baby on her Instagram together. Now, Cora has not came out with a statement about the allegations of coercion for her adoption of this child, but the reason why the entire story came out is because of this. On May 4th of 2022, Richard Brandon Coleman, Cora's now ex-husband, was actually booked for, well, you can see the charges right here that I'm not going to say out loud, and he had a bond set of $150,000. In January of 2022, Cora and Brandon actually split up and filed for divorce. They never explained why they filed for divorce, but they just went ahead and filed for divorce after 10 years of marriage. And it kind of makes you wonder if those charges had anything to do with the reason why they were getting divorced. The next question you probably have was, why didn't Cora and her husband just go through the normal routine of trying to get a child through adoption? Why were they so set out on getting their friend's baby instead? I kind of have a theory to this. Part 3, though.
Man. So what y'all thinking about this whole Cora situation? Now his daughter got some shit going on. Now TD Jakes, let's go ahead and get into what y'all got going on, Thug. Let's go ahead and see what y'all got going on, man. Since you trying to you running plays and you playing with the Lord's name, man. Come on, man. We ain't finna let you get away with what you got going on, especially since Cassie exposing you now. So guess what, man? We finna lay it all on the line tonight.
Now rest your pretty little head because you're right on time. This is part 3. And if you don't know what we're referring to, click this comment back and you can see how TD Jake's daughter Cora stole a baby, allegedly. Now let's jump right into the theory about how Cora and her husband didn't take the normal routine on adopting a child. I got online, I went to a Black internet forum for churches and I actually found this post here. This entire post is from 2019 and it's when Cora's husband was charged with, well, you can see all of these things he was charged with. Sounds like pretty dangerous stuff. And that's just only one litany of charges from 2019. I imagine if we took a look back, he'd probably have other charges pending under his name. And I think because of those charges, they were not able to take the normal route through adoption. And even though Cora and her family have a litany of money, all the money in the world would not change an adoption agency's eyes on her husband's previous past. But this is not the first time Cora's done that. In that image that I showed you in part 1, which I'm going to show you here, Cora and her husband actually have a first child that they adopted. Don't actually know where she got that child from, but that is the child that was adopted prior to baby Jason. But
where the hell did she get the kid from? Where are they getting these kids from? TD, what you got going on, man? Because we know you linked with Epstein too, allegedly. We know you got ties to that island. See, that's what you didn't know. Yeah, I know that, TD. You got ties over there to that island with Diddy and them boys.
It doesn't stop there because although Cora is a divorcee, she is on this rampage for more children.
And TD like I'm young. Keep it a buck, TD like I'm young.
We don't know exactly where her insatiability for having children comes from, but we do know that Cora spoke briefly about her infertility issues. In this 2014 post, Cora actually posted this on her Instagram, and it states, "Sometimes you need to decrease your surroundings in order for God to increase your faith. #fertilityfaith." And while searching for Cora on LinkedIn, I actually found that she was the director and founder of the children's ministry, which is at the Potter's House, her father, T.D. Jake's church. But it actually doesn't stop there. Look at this post that Cora posted on her Instagram just 5 days ago. Now here's an image of another baby named Baby Ruby, and Cora posted this on her Instagram 3 days ago. And in the caption below, she states, "My Ruby be napping, #nappy, #naptime." And in this other post, Cora actually posted this, and the caption below states, "My best friend gave me quite possibly the best gift ever during the hardest transition of my life." And it seems like that Cora was getting another baby. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that baby was gifted to Cora because her friend thought it would be a gift to give a friend, or if it was through the same means as it was when she got baby Jason. The very beginning of her adoption of baby Jason, it actually wasn't adoption at all. Michelle stated that Cora simply stepped in to help as a godmother, and we can actually see that in some of the transcripts here. Let me show you. In that post with baby Jason, someone actually asked Cora, "Are you the mother?" Cora stated, "No, the auntie. He is Michelle Lau's baby. I just watch him every now and then." They make that abundantly clear that she was not the mother of that child. I'm going to have to do a part 4.
Man, what the hell, y'all? We finna hit 2K in the room. Where we at on the likes before we get to this next one? Where we at 628 likes. How we not even at 1,000 likes yet, man? We almost got 2,000 people in here. What's going on, Ratchet Gang? What's up? All right, let's get to part 4 of this story, man. I'm already invested right now, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm invested into this story at this point. Let's get to it, man. We finna hit 2K. Let's go.
Ghetto does not even explain this. I'm sorry my hair looks so crazy. This is part 4, final part. So you have Michelle, who is missing a baby, Cora, who has 2 babies, her husband with child SA charges, now Cora getting a 3rd baby.
And when you fighting against people with money, and I'm talking about real money, that shit is hard as fuck. I represented myself in trial by myself. And I had to sit up there and come to the agreement because I didn't know how to fight no more. They paid my lawyer off. They paid the judge off. They didn't even want to submit their income documents or health documents, nothing, to the point where they had even the little minions around them doing the work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Every time I listen to her testimony, it just gets worse and worse. So let's get to that judge, okay? So this is Judge Faith Johnson, and she's actually presided over their case. And according to Michelle, she's the one who got paid off, allegedly. Judge Faith Johnson was appointed by Greg Abbott, and yes, you see it there. She's a Republican. And I hate to bring politics into this, but as somebody with a degree in political science, we're going to have to talk about that. Now, T.D. Jakes has talked about staunchly how he is against the narratives and X, Y, and Z of the Republican Party. And I don't have to look that up. You can go look it up yourself. But the sheer fact that this Republican appointed judge was the judge presiding over that case, knowing that that woman who was fighting for the security of her child was no match up against the net worth of the Jake family. And when I say money, I mean money, honey. The Jake family own one of the largest churches in Texas. It's called the Potter's House. Let me show you an image. I mean, seriously, talk about mega churches. And that's the crazy part about this entire story, that this girl who had no money and no means to even defend herself or to defend her child was going up against this kind of money and that kind of power. That's it. I actually reached out to Michelle to see if I could sit down and do an interview with her so she can tell her story from beginning to end. Michelle's story, because it's so complex, should be really heard from her mouth. Also, because her case includes a child, the child's records have been sealed, so there's no access to those records, only through Michelle. And so fingers crossed that we're able to use our platform to be able to help her share her story and get her the desperate attention that she so needs.
Man. So yeah, definitely Michelle does need to be heard. And whatever we got to do to get this story out, excuse me, whatever we got to do to get this story out there, we got to use all our platforms to bring the Jakes down. Everybody has to use their platforms to go against the monsters of the industry. We gotta tear down every monster in this industry, and we gonna conquer them one at a time, every time. Let's go.
Shit. Tell the shade room to call me.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I'm glad you just said the shade room. Shade room, where the hell are y'all at? Y'all post every scandal known to man. Y'all done posted everybody business up until now. All of a sudden, the shade room don't want to touch this. The shade room is compromised. Fuck the shade room. I told you I don't like the shade room. I never ever rocked with it. I mean, every now and then I just watch something on there just to see. It's never really nothing interesting. I don't follow it. I don't care to follow it. I don't like the shade room. At this point, I'm saying cancel the shade room. I don't want to I don't want to see nothing from the shade room no more. They are compromised. They were compromised in the Alexis Ware case. They were compromised in the Shanquella Robinson case. And now they're compromised in this TD Jakes case because they won't even talk about the TD Jakes because TD Jakes, the owner, the person behind the shade room goes to his church, and they're a big fan of TD Jakes, and they're real close allegedly. So the shade room ain't gonna post this, man. Fuck the shade room. They handpick what they want to post because TD Jakes and their media company is behind them. So TD Jakes wants to control the narrative. So whatever TD Jakes wants out there, that's what they spin.
Part 5. As if the case couldn't get any more dicey. Now let's take a look at that judge with the bad wig. Now remember Judge Faith Johnson.
Judge Faith with the wig. Judge Faith with the loose wig. Let's go.
She was an appointed attorney general by Greg Abbott, and she was actually the judge who presided over Cora and Michelle's case for the child custody. Now, while in the live last night, some of our nosy bystanders actually sent me one of these tweets from TD Jakes. The tweet says, "Congratulations to my dear friend Faith Johnson on her recent selection as a Dallas County District Attorney." Interesting. Now, Bishop, you know that woman presided over your daughter's case. Y'all don't think that's a conflict of interest? Hold on, I got another picture. And that doesn't even sit there. Not only are they good friends, but she actually is a member of the Potter's House, and she actually came to the Potter's House to get prayer because she needed prayer for being a new district attorney and its prosecutors. Y'all wish the weirdness.
So there goes another play. She was out there running a play with TD Jakes, allegedly.
Stopped there, but it does not. Now check out this image. Now another nosy bystander last night in the live told me that Cora has a unusual doll collection, and there's nothing wrong with collecting dolls, but let me read you the caption and tell me if you catch this. "I collect dolls. A lot of them got destroyed in the flood, so I'm starting over. This is the start, minus one that's at my mom's house. They are watching television. Hashtag doll collector, hashtag serious business, hashtag love dolls, hashtag will pass down to my children." Now she states from left to right, Amari, Sarita, and Logan. You're probably thinking, okay, what's weird about that? She named her dolls. Except Amari is the name of her daughter. Logan is the name of her son after she changed his name from Jason. And Sarita happens to be the name of her mother. And there's nothing unusual naming dolls after your children, except Logan. She did not have that child till 2014, and it's timestamped here at 2013. And Amari, whom I don't believe she got until 2011 or 12. So that's unusual to say the least. Now, Sarita happens to be the name of her mother. But if Cora has this insatiability of naming her dolls after her children, there's a good chance she could be naming her third child Sarita. And if you didn't catch the first...
What the hell is going on with TD Jake's daughter, bro? She collecting dolls. They watch TV. Look, hey, I don't know who does that. To me, if I go to your crib and I open the door and I see a TV on and there's 3 dolls sitting there, I'm gonna be like, what in the girl? What the fuck is going on? Hey, you know what? I'm cool. I ain't eating shit here. You hungry? Nope. I'm not thirsty, hungry. I don't even want to bottle the water out this bitch. I'm cool. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
For post, it seems like Cora is getting a third child named Ruby, but again, she has this insatiability of changing her children's names. So if this child truly is hers, well, then it looks like she's going to be naming them Sarita. We'll come back with a part 6, but I don't know what I'm going to uncover yet. And thanks to everyone who sent me this information.
Okay, just imagine this, y'all. Let's just say you at somebody's crib, right? You get up to go to the bathroom. You walk in the room and the TV's on, and you look past you. As you walking past the TV, you look on the couch, and there's 3 or 4 little dolls just sitting there watching the TV. Like, what will be your reaction? I'm just being real. What would be your reaction if you just seen 3 dolls watching the TV? What in the hell Cora got going on, man? I don't know, man. TD, your daughter loose. I'm gonna be real, bro. I don't know about this one, bro. I'm gonna be real. Now that, and then you put it on Instagram as if it was some, like, that's, we can see you, right? Like, you do realize we watching you, right? All right, let's continue. Let's go.
All right, part 6-ish. So first, let me thank all of you guys for sounding the alarm about this kooky family, allegedly. And next, let me thank all of you nosy bystanders for rocking with me through these trying times. Okay, let's get right into this story. So I got the chance to actually talk to Michelle. That's right, Michelle. And she cleared up a lot of misconceptions that were in my last video. So let's go through those. Now, y'all remember this judge with the bad hair? She actually wasn't the judge presiding over the case. She was actually Cora's attorney. She then recused herself as her attorney for reasons unknown, and Cora went ahead and got herself a different attorney. The actual judge on the case is Nancy Berger. She's the one who presided over the case, and right after the case ends, she went ahead and retired. And that seems a little suspicious to me. Now, after speaking to Michelle and re-listening to her live video on Facebook, which I encourage you to go check out, Michelle made a really damning statement about what occurred at the second trial. Michelle stated that Cora did not want to release her medical records to the judge. And that's interesting because based on someone's medical records, they could be deemed suitable or not suitable to care for a child. And since Cora didn't release them, there's no way to figure out what it is she was trying to hide from the courts. Except one of you nosy bystanders actually reached out to me and stated that Cora had actually did a stint in California because of some issues she was having back home in Texas. Now, we can't prove as to why she was in California, but we can go all the way back to her MySpace era, and we can see that Cora Jakes posted a photo here of her in Beverly Hills, California. Now, if you ask me, I want to know why she was in Beverly Hills, California, but that's besides the point. Let's get to the point where we find a
Y'all know Diddy stay out there, but let's continue.
History of Cora taking in a lot of children. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And after spending some days in the Wayback Machine, I was actually able to find a litany of tweets from Cora naming a slew of babies. In a tweet seen here, Cora actually states, "My hubby won't admit it, but JoJo is a mama's boy. He was fussy all day till he got to me, and now he's out like a light laying down." And then this is where Cora actually tags her husband, whose Twitter page is no longer available. But I'd like to ask, who is baby JoJo? In another tweet from 2011,
they got a weird obsession with kids, man.
Cora actually states, "Teething has to be the worst thing for kids. Kinsley is trying to eat everything." Again, we don't know who Kinsley is because Cora does not speak of Kinsley or JoJo. And another
who the hell is Kinsley and JoJo?
Tweet I found from 2012, Cora states, "Pray saints, I'm 20 minutes away from home and I left my wallet at home by accident and I have all 3 of my girls with me." We don't know who these 3 girls are, so don't come asking me because I don't know. I'm just trying to lay down a pipeline of a ton of babies that have come in and out of Cora's life.
What are they doing with these babies? Where are the babies coming from? And who kids are these? You didn't finesse this woman out her kids and stole them? How many kids have they stolen over there? I'm with all 3 of my girls. What 3 girls? What is go? Oh, we deep diving into this shit.
And that's just the beginning. I'm gonna have to post another part because this is where the story gets a bit sinister.
Oh man, it's gonna get worse than that. It's gonna get worse than that. Get the likes up, y'all. I'm not starting this. If it's gonna get sinister and it's involving the Jakes, I need the likes to go up now. At this point, I think everybody on the edge of their seats because don't nobody know what the fuck gonna happen next. Don't nobody in this room know what the fuck gonna happen next. I need these likes to go up. We should be past 800. I need 50 likes right now. I ain't starting it until I get the 50 likes. Get the likes up right now. It's too many of y'all in here. We almost got 2.2 in here. We almost got 2.2 in here. Let's go. I need 20 likes. Come on. Let's go. Everybody smash that like. Let's go. It's finna get real sinister in here, y'all. All right, there we go. It's finna get real sinister. All right. What the fuck? What do y'all think about this story, though, man? Let me ask y'all that. What do y'all think about the story before we even continue, man? I want to know how do y'all feel about this next story, man? Because this is crazy. I didn't think this story would be this. I'm intrigued now. Like, bro, what in the hell is going on over here, man? These people is loose. These people is loose. Let's continue.
First of all, nosy is not the word for what we're trying to uncover. So, part 7. So shout out to our nosy bystander who actually left me this link to this video I'm about to show you, and I'm going to tag them below, so go follow them.
For a moment, I'd like to speak to you on the subject topic, don't divide the baby. Take the baby and run.
If practicing what you preach were a person, that would be Cora.
Did she say take the babies and run? Did Cora just say take the babies and run?
Now let's head back to Twitter because there is a thread that I want to show you guys. So another one of our nosy bystanders, who happens to be my mother, actually asked this question. Did Cora have a license to be a foster parent? Well, one, we don't know. And two, if she was, there is no evidence that I've been able to uncover to say that. But Cora has all the time and energy to produce that information. So back to this Twitter thread. And to preference this, Cora actually went through a slew of different Twitter handles, and Mommy to Amari is one of them. Now, that Twitter handle happened to not exist anymore, but you can type the name into Twitter and it'll give you a slew of threads. So to begin, this Twitter thread is written by someone named Purposely Chosen. They're actually reaching out to Sarita Jakes, TD Jakes' wife, and Cora Jakes' mother. They state at the top, "I want to contact your daughter. Our organization serves displaced pregnant and parenting teens and their babies, and the website is purposelychosen.org. Cora jumps into the thread and states, "My mother is amazing. I'm not sure what daughter of hers you're speaking of, Sarah Jakes or me, but either way, hello." Purposely Chosen actually replies back to Cora and Cora's old Twitter handle and states, "Hi, I believe it's Sarah. My organization serves displaced pregnant and parenting teens. I was a teen parent as well." Now, the reason why I inserted that thread in here is because it seems like if Cora was not a registered foster parent, then there is a correlation between teens who are pregnant or young adults who are pregnant who are parenting their teens who might need some help.
And then she takes them from them. She watches them be vulnerable, and then they finesse them and get the kids, and then you never know what the hell happened to the kids because they just disappear. Man, this is crazy.
The fact that Cora chimed in on that tweet when it did not reference her, it actually referenced her sister. And if you didn't know, Sarah Jakes was a teen mom herself. Sarah Jakes actually got pregnant and had her baby at the age of 14. The Jakes family actually helped her raise and nurture that child, and that child is still with the family till this day. But again, that tweet is so mysterious. Now, here are some other tweets that I found of Cora dating all the way back to 2010. In this thread, Cora was not married and she had not had any children with her. And at the time, she was working for a nanny service. And here's another tweet from 2010 and stating, "The last day of June, anyone need a nanny?"
So she just want to watch. She want kids bad. Who needs a nanny? Like, the hell no. No, please don't hire that damn lady. Please.
Exactly know where Cora's insatiable appetite to be a mother comes from, and it might play a lot of reference as to why she has this appetite for children. But stay tuned, because I'm sure I'm going to be able to dig up more, and thanks again to you nosy bystander.
Man, this shit is wicked and wild, loose and alleged. This is wicked, wild, loose, and alleged. Are y'all ready for the next one of these, man? I don't even know what the hell. At this point, I don't even know, fam. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know. Let's get to this next one, man.
Are you sure? Because this is where the story gets insane. Part 8. Okay, so we're going to pivot for a moment. We're going to actually talk about this couple right here. So this is Sarah and this is Robert, and these are their two little children. And if you don't quite know who Sarah is, let me show you a better picture. This is Sarah, and this is her father, TD Jakes. Now, we've already discussed Cora, and this is where the story, again, gets insane. Now, while continuously researching this story, I actually found some more shocking information. And so here we go. So Sarah and Robert were married in 2008 and had this cute little toddler right here. And this is Sarah's first son from her teen pregnancy. Now, the mystery behind Sarah's first son's father is, well, a mystery. We don't actually know who Malachi's father is. We just know that it's never been disclosed, at least to us.
Who the hell is that kid's father? Who is that kid's father? Because no one knows. You see? Man. I don't know, fam. I'm gonna be real. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it a big buck. I don't know.
But according to a little bit of source of information, it turns out that Sarah's family, as powerful as they are, has pushed Malachi's father out of the picture. When his father came back to try to get some sort of leverage into his son's life, again, here come the Jakes. Now that Sarah has her feet wet, she's actually taken a play out of her own playbook. Now, back in July of 2012, Sarah actually announced her divorce from that linebacker and made sure to put out a really nice press release for us to read. And the reason we know why it happened in the summer of 2012, well, come look at this. That's because TD Jakes was actually being honored at the McDonald's 365 Awards ceremony and for community service at the Essence Film Festival. And funny enough, here is Roland Martin, TD Jakes, and Sarah. And Robert is nowhere to be found. Now, after that star-studded event, Sarah went ahead and asked Robert for a divorce, and this is where the story gets sinister. According to my sources, Sarah went ahead and hired one of the most powerful attorneys at the time to represent her. Want to guess who that is? Our favorite attorney, Judge Faith. But that's not where the story ends. According to sources, after the divorce, Robert actually has not seen his child since 2014, that little tiny baby girl that we saw earlier. But Sarah wasn't done yet. Look what Sarah had lined up just after announcing her divorce.
There is looking for what's inside of them. And I came to tell you tonight at this conference, get ready to do some digging because we're going to find out why you went through what you went through. We're going to find out why they hurt you. We're going to find out why they broke you because you didn't just go through to go through. He's got something in you. He's got something inside of you. Do you believe me?
I most certainly do. Now, peep the name, right? Sarah wasn't actually legally divorced during that Woman Thou Art Loose conference, but they made sure to change her name to Sarah Jakes just before she got on stage. And if you think that's the end of the story, think again, because look who's set to line up their final Woman Thou Art Loose conference. And there you have it, Cora Jakes. Part 9.
Man, you gotta be. You can't even make this type of stuff up, man. Like you can't make it up. It is what it is at this point, man. Let's get back to this damn shit, man. I don't know, fam. It's loose. It's alleged. TD Jakes. What you and your family got going on, man? Where these babies at? Where these kids? Parents? It's like y'all find troubled teens. It's like y'all find troubled teens, and then you know what I'm saying? It is what it is at that point. You find a troubled teen, and if she's pregnant, even better for you because you can finesse her out that kid. You know what I'm saying? Keep it a buck.
Okay, you're correct. Let's get to part 9 now. Because the story is ongoing, we're doing a lot of pivoting. So let me make a few things abundantly clear. Okay? So the reason why we're mentioning Sarah's story, right? Like, how does she come into play, right? You following? Is because it's a pattern of this isolation for these children from their biological parents or their other parents, and then basically using the court system to strip the other parents from their paternal rights to their children. Sarah and Cora have used the same attorney, this one, Judge Faith Johnson, to basically do all of their bidding. And so now that we're all caught up to speed, let's lay out all of the characters before I insert this other disturbing stuff, okay? So Sarah allegedly strips her firstborn son's father from his right to see his child, okay? The first instance. In the second instance, Sarah has allegedly stripped her ex-husband from the right to see his child, who he has not seen since 2014. 3, Cora, using the same attorney, Judge Faith, we call her Judge Faith, but she's also an attorney as well, okay, has used Judge Faith to now strip Michelle from her son, Jason. Obviously, Cora has not learned how to do this on her own. Her sister's playbook is what she's learning from.
See, and they got this from their daddy and their mama because they've been doing this with kids. Take the kids and run. That's what she said. That's what the mama said. Take the kids and run. Come on, man. These people, loose and alleged, TD Jakes and his wife, they've been on that island, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Allegedly, they've been on that island.
The second thing that we know is that the sisters tend to get themselves out of relationships gearing up for the Woman Thou Art Loose conferences. And why is that important? It's important because their storyline, right, of these broken divorcees plays really well for book sales. And if you didn't know, churches sell the most self-help books than any other industry in America. Now let's get to this Instagram post from Cora. So this was actually sent to me on Twitter from a nosy bystander. This image was taken on October 10th of 2012. The image seen here is Cora holding a baby's hand, and in the caption it says, "Best part of my day, hashtag Jason is extraordinary." And now you're probably asking yourself, why is this image unusual, right? Well, it's unusual because this baby is not Jason. This is Jason, and in this image, he's only 7 weeks old. And check the date, it's 2014. Now, why would Cora be calling this mystery baby Jason? The short answer is we don't know. We can only speculate that she was gearing up to name that baby Jason. But that baby happened to be baby Jojo or baby Josiah, the baby that was stripped from Cora by his biological mother. Part 10 on Saturday.
Man, what the? This chick it's sinister. It's almost disturbing. I'm gonna be real. It's kind of giving me chills, but that gave me chills, man. Like this is getting disturbing. Like it was like funny, like, oh, these people weird. It's like, hold on, fam. Like this is for real. Like these people really got some deep, dark secrets going on, and it like what the fuck is going on in this family, bro? Let's keep it a buck. Let's tune in.
And thank you very much. This is the final part, part 11. Part 10 was taken down, but I went ahead and posted it here. So let's get into the final part, okay? I went ahead and spoke with somebody who was actually at the trial of Michelle and Cora for baby Jason. And here's what they have to say. Now, just to preface this witness was actually a longtime friend of Cora's, but of course, as we grow older, we grow apart. This person was actually there for the trial of Michelle, and she stated that Cora also took the stand in that trial. Now, according to this witness, when Cora took the stand, she made it very clear that she was not infertile. And why is that important? Well, first, Cora has made it abundantly clear that her infertility is what brought her to wanting to be a mother to adoptive children. And second, Cora actually states it a number of times in her 2 released books. But let's take a look again at Michelle's statement.
They paid my lawyer off. They paid the judge off. They didn't even want to submit their income documents, her health documents.
Now that's interesting because why exactly would Cora and her team not want to submit her health records? Well, I think we figured it out. Well, first, if Cora stated that she was not infertile, then that wouldn't be a reason as to why she would want to take someone else's child. And the second portion is actually tied into this story. Now pay close attention. After speaking to 4 witnesses who are very close to the family, 2 of them actually still working for the church, let me tell you this story as to why Cora would never want her medical records released. In the fall of 2007, Cora had a bright idea to go and meet a man in Kentucky. And we know that because 2 of the witnesses actually joyrided with her. According to the witnesses, when Cora's family found out that she was in Kentucky meeting this strange man, they went ahead and shipped her back to Texas. After a litany of doing wild things that teens do, Cora was actually shipped off to California. According to the 2 witnesses here, Cora actually stayed at Bridges Recovery, a mental health and counseling facility. The only reason we know why Cora was in California, well, it's because of this. While Cora was in California, she actually geotagged herself in Beverly Hills, California, and this is from her MySpace era. And that's not all. The actual witness that I spoke to was on Cora's call list while she was at the facility and spoke to her a number of times. Knowing that Cora may have allegedly spent a stint at a mental health facility may be one of the main reasons why Cora didn't want to release her medical records to the court. It could also be a reason as to why Cora and Brandon did not go through the traditional route of adoption. Now, although the state of Texas does not have a requirement for psychological evaluation, many agencies in the state of Texas, including this one here, actually conduct psychological and readiness tests for potential parents. And if you ask me, the only way Cora was going to get a baby is if she took it, allegedly. So that's it, you guys. That's all I got, all 11 parts. And don't worry, Cora, we got all the texts we need. Bye, you guys.
Man. Cora and Sarah and TD and company. These people got to be stopped. Somebody got to do something about these people. At some point, we got to do something about these people, man. They got to get shut down. They've been on that island and they didn't got their moves from Epstein, allegedly.
Hello, and welcome to part 1. So if you haven't already know, our series on Cora has really taken off. Now, while we spent a week diving into this story, there's a lot of things that we actually almost missed. Now watch this clip. Now, while taking a look at the Shade Room, we were actually able to see that from the course of the entire week, the Shade Room has actually failed to produce one story about Cora. And let's investigate why. And like you guys already know, before we start our story, we kind of got to lay out the key players. Now, this is Angela, and she's the founder of the Shade Room. The Shade Room was actually founded in 2014, and Angela is actually the one who spearheaded the entire operation.
2014 plays a significant role in everything with the Jakes, and the Shade Room was formed in 2014, and allegedly TD Jakes is behind the whole thing. Allegedly, TD Jakes got his hands so tied into the Shade Room, he making money off the shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
And while the Shade Room needs no introduction, it's very imperative that we actually start our investigation here. As a nosy bystander, let's try to figure out exactly why the Shade Room failed to actually post a story about Cora. So like a nosy bystander, I did some digging. And I actually found this Elle magazine article about the Shade Room, and look at this little blurb that Cardi B inserted herself in. Now, according to Elle magazine, Cardi B officially declared herself to not mess with the Shade Room. She stated that after leaving a number of posts on a few pictures from the Shade Room, they went ahead and deleted her comments, and she didn't understand why. Cardi B also stated that the Shade Room never posted any positive highlights of her career, and she thought that was kind of shady. But it actually doesn't stop there. The singer Summer Walker actually stated that the Shade Room was a disgusting place. Summer stated that it's where the insecure feel the most confident. It's where people's lower selves thrive. But that's not all. In a deleted post, actor Lakeith Stanfield stated that the Shade Room was anti-Black and was problematic for the Black community. And don't worry, honey, because there is plenty more on the internet where that came from. Outside of deleting comments from artists they may not like and only highlighting the ones that they do, the Shade Room does have a close connection with the Potter's House. And let's check that out. Just a month ago, our good friend Angela here is actually seen on the stage with Torrey Roberts. And if you aren't caught up to speed, Torrey happens to be married to Sarah Jakes, T.D. Jakes' daughter. And if you're thinking that Angela just randomly sat on stage with Torrey Roberts is a one-time dealing, you'd be wrong. Angela actually has her roots in the Potter's House, and we're going to get into that in part 2. Because I'm telling you, the ties between the Shade Room and the Potter's House go a lot deeper than you think.
Yep, I'm telling you. TD Jakes got his hands he's invested into the Shade Room. I'll just leave it at that. Why you think the Shade Room covered them stories how they cover them? TD Jakes got his hands tied into the Shade Room. They're not gonna touch this TD Jakes story. They're not gonna touch Cora. They're not touching none of this. Keep that shit a buck.
Part 2. So we last left off where we were talking about the interconnections between the Shade Room and the Potter's House, correct? So while doing some sleuthing, I went ahead and actually found their employee roster. Check this out. While doing some digging on the Apollo app, I was actually able to find the roster of employees at the Shade Room. Now, you would think that a company that large would have more than 24 employees, but here we are. Now, the first employee I found was Amy Ike. Amy Ike used to work for Trinity Broadcasting Network, and she's actually a makeup artist for the Shade Room. Now, if you thought that her name sounded familiar, well, let me tell you whose relative I just found.
Happy Sunday, family. What a pleasure it is to be with you all on this day. I am so...
Of course, right? There goes the Shade Room people right there. Right there at that church. There goes the Shade Room, y'all.
excited for what God has purposed to do in and through your life.
Well, Stephanie, we're proud too. But that's not all. Check out this other employee that I found at the Shade Room. Now, meet Taylor Bickman. They were actually a digital marketing manager for TD Jakes Ministries. And what do you have it? They now work at the Shade Room.
Oh, man. TD Jakes hiring all his people. TD Jakes is hiring all his people, y'all. What did I tell you? TD Jakes is running. He been running plays for a long time. This man been running plays. He run plays through his church. He run plays through the media. He's tied into the media. He is the media. Oh, man.
This article is actually pulled from the LA Sentinel, and here you can see Angela and Stephanie Ike discussing their series that they have with the Potter's House. This is actually a podcast called The Same Room. The Same Room is in their 3rd season, and they are actually funded in part by the Potter's House. And that's exactly what happens when you have the media in your pocket. When a church like the Potter's House has one of the largest Black publications in their back pocket, well, no wonder we don't hear stories about Cora or even Jermaine. And if you didn't know, back in 2009, Jermaine actually had an incident where he was caught doing some lewd things in the park. And even then, when he had other litany of charges that stemmed past 2014 when the Shade Room was birthed, they still never discussed it. But now that we're all realizing that the Shade Room is not news, let's actually get into what the BuzzFeed actually discovered about the Shade Room. So the BuzzFeed actually reached out to a lot of the old school bloggers before the Shade Room had actually become birthed. The BuzzFeed actually got a quote from Juana Thomas, and they stated that the shade room is filth. And I couldn't agree more. They stated that it is the very definition of toxic waste. And they also stated that in a tweet, block me if you follow or engage in the shade room. Angela actually reached out to BuzzFeed and stated that she wouldn't be getting as much flack if she was a white publication, which is not true because the shade room actually doesn't produce journalism.
All this shit is tied in. All this shit is tied in. See, Sapphire said Corey and Mr. Brown get it, Tyler Perry's characters. This shit, Tyler Perry's tied right into Diddy and he's tied right into TD Jakes. This is, and they use the church to push that, you know what I'm saying? Tyler, you know what I'm saying? They used, man, y'all, but this shit is all connected, man, and it's all connected to the kids.
Angela actually stated that she wouldn't be getting as much flack if she were a white publication, which is absolutely incorrect. The Shade Room actually produces content for celebrities that they like and suppress content for celebrities that they may be protecting or dislike. The Shade Room also pumps out a lot of these small images and think pieces that they decide to call news, when in actuality, it isn't. A lot of their publication does not offer any nuance and does not dissect into the story that gets down to the point of it. And so because of that, this is the reason why a lot of roommates are leaving. And that's not all. In part 3, we're actually going to be dissecting the interview that Kyle did from the Neighborhood Talk about why he left the Shade Room. And don't worry, I actually sent him an email.
Man, the Shade Room, I told y'all the Shade Room was shady though. Whenever they would jump into the Alexis Ware case, I told you, I was like, bro, do not trust the Shade Room. They are compromised. So I called that in 2022. I told y'all that in 2022, man, do not trust the Shade Room. That dude Justin was cool with that dude Alexis Ware's brother, and they ran a play. They used that platform to run a play, just like TD Jakes used his platforms to do fake miracles and to do fake healings and stuff like that. And you've been touched by this, man. Come on, brother. Not saying that type of stuff can't happen. Look, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you not doing it. I'm not saying what is real or what is I'm not even talking about that. I'm just gonna say what you not doing. You not doing no miracles and you not doing no healings. Fam, you over there running the play. You capping. You worse than Miss Cleo at this point. TD, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. You look like Miss Cleo at this point. Your credibility is shot. You looking like Miss Cleo out here. Call me now. Get your goofy ass on, TD. Looking like Mr. Brown.
I got you. Part 3. Now, before we discuss that interview that Kyle did with the Neighborhood Talk about him exiting the Shade Room, let's get into some of these DMs, from the Shade Room. And I want to thank one of our nosy bystanders for actually reaching out to the Shade Room. So let's see what they have to say. So our nosy bystander actually reached out to the Shade Room, and let's dissect exactly what it is they had to say. So our nosy bystander started off the conversation by saying, why y'all not talking about the Jakes family situation like everyone else? Just wondering, is it because y'all owner is friends with them? The Shade Room stated, what's the situation? Yeah, all right. Our nosy bystander continued and said, Cora Jakes manipulating Michelle, taking her son Jason, allegedly. I know y'all seeing all of this. The Shade Room replied, no, actually haven't heard about it. All right. Our nosy bystander continues and says, I also see how y'all owner have been on the Jakes platform a couple times. So just wondering, is that the reason why y'all haven't had y'all post the story? Our nosy bystander continues and says, oh, wow, you're missing the tea. You want the story? But now we're going to get to where it gets juicy. The Shade Room replies and says, we have a spiritual page called The Same Room, and lots of spiritual leaders and celebrities speak on that platform, but we haven't heard this story. Is it about his daughter? Our nosy bystander goes on and says, and Pastor Ike's sister works for the Shade Room as well. So that could be another reason why this story is not being broadcast. And yes, it's about his daughter. Michelle have been going live telling her story on how they helped take her son and everything. The Shade Room replies, it doesn't seem like something we would post. Can you send the details? Now, before we continue, I just wanted to make it abundantly clear. Why wouldn't this story, one of the biggest stories that has been gracing across all of the internet, not be something that they would post? And don't you worry, the Shade Room told us why. I didn't even have to tell the nosy bystander this. She knew what was up. Our nosy bystander goes on to say, but you post about other drama and other things that are not relevant, so that's weird. And I couldn't agree more. Now, just so y'all know,
So the shade room, look, hey, look, man, that's not something we want to. Of course not, because y'all are. If you post that story, it's gonna be up between you and Mr. Brown and them. I mean, TD Jakes and them. That it's gonna be up with you and TD at that point. Don't piss Mr. Brown off now.
The Shade Room continues. Now, the Shade Room states, we post drama that has to do with what people our platform cares about. Now, if we stop the conversation right there, it's abundantly clear that the Shade Room, or whoever it is writing those messages, thinks that the Shade Room does not care about TD Jakes, Sarita Jakes, Cora Jakes, Sarah Jakes, Jermaine Jakes, Jamar Jakes, and the others. And if that's not true, you guys better find somebody else to be checking your messages. Now, before I read this statement, this is probably exactly where the Shade Room employee lost their job. The employee continues and says, if it's happening and we haven't heard about it, then more than likely our roommates don't care about it. They send us things they want to see on the page, just as you did, but this is the first message we've received about it. Part 4.
Man. This has to be one of the craziest stories we've ever covered. I'm gonna be real. This is some of the weirdest. I'm talking about TD Jakes and his people got to be some of the. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to make of this at this point. I don't know, man. But we nearing the end of the deep dive into TD Jakes, but we got a lot more to go. We not near done. Let's go.
You got that right, indeed. This is part 4, last part. So let's finish reading those DMs from the Shade Room. So we last left off where the Shade Room was pretending that didn't nobody want to hear this story. All right. So a nosy bystander chimes in and says, I know it's not you, but I wouldn't say cares about. Because a lot of celebrities have spoken on times where their comments get deleted, or how y'all will post the negative about them instead of the positive. But, okay, sending it over. Now, the Shade Room replied below and stated, we post positive and negative. Unfortunately, negative tends to get more attention. Now, if we're going to go with that working theory that the negative gets more attention, then why exactly haven't they posted this story about Cora? Being that it's negative and it would have gotten them a lot of attention. Well, we already know that. The Shade Room clearly has an isolated relationship with the Potter's house, and it could be the main reason as to why they didn't post this story.
We all know why they not posting this story. Somebody in the chat says, she had a church in LA, living in Malibu, I believe, months before the last conference this year. She moved back to Dallas. Kirk Franklin adopted a little girl 26 years ago when he was under TD Jake's mentorship. Allegedly, he also wasn't married when he got that baby from only God knows where, but he claims he adopted her allegedly. You may not know this, but Kirk Franklin is TD Jake's nephew with his tight pants wearing self. So now all this shit makes sense. They all running a weird. No, none of these people are foster parents, but they all adopting kids. Now let that sink in your brain real quick. Think about that. None of them are foster parents, but all of them are adopting kids. How the fuck is that possible? Stay woke.
It's very obvious. The nosy bystander chimed in and says, oh, y'all should care. It's a wild story, especially coming from who has a great influence among the nation. Yes, that's always sad to say. And don't worry, the Shade Room left her on red. And if you needed more proof that the Shade Room was in bed with the Potter's house, check this out. Now remember, in part 2, we actually discussed The Same Room. The Same Room happens to be a podcast and a blog ran by the Shade Room. And while checking out the LLC, we can see that Stephanie Ike is one of the parent owners of The Same Room. So if you ask me,
the church is running the Shade Room.
I couldn't agree.
I couldn't agree more either. I couldn't agree more either. The church is running the Shade Room. TD Jakes and the church, the Potter's house, is running the Shade Room. There you go, right there. It's all it's all connected. The media, the church. Man, this is a crazy game, man. But the church is running the media game. Who would have thunk it? The Potter's house runs the Shade Room. Who would have ever thought TD Jakes and his team was running the Shade Room? Well, now you know. There ain't no denying it. You could say allegedly, but all these people connected. Ain't no way in hell all y'all, man, come on. And there's a reason why no one on the Shade Room will touch this story. The Shade Room won't touch this TD Jake story. This ain't something we be in. So you're not interested in one of the most explosive stories that you could touch right now? Yeah, I.
Not exactly. This is part 12. Now, I thought I'd be finishing out this chorus series, but I got a call today, so here we go. So, if you don't know who this tiny little soul is here, this happens to be Bianca. And after that disturbing call I got today, let me share with you Bianca's story. So, the story begins sometime in 2011, very early 2012. And we know that because of this. Roughly around May of 2012, this handle, Mommy to Amari, actually appears on Twitter. That Twitter handle actually belonged to Cora Jakes. Now, the Twitter handle is not dead, it's just simply deactivated. And just simply by using that Twitter handle, it gives us a rough timeline about when Cora was able to acquire Bianca. And if you're wondering why I'm calling Amari Bianca, it's because that is her actual name. And let me tell you the story about how she and her mother met the Jakes. So, according to this anonymous source, Bianca and her mother are from Mexico. Bianca and her mother arrived in the United States and found their way to the Potter's house. And just for reference, back during the Obama administration in 2011, the Department of Homeland Security had a policy that ICE agents were not allowed to go anywhere near churches if migrants so happened to find sanctuary there, which is a good indication that Bianca and her mother may have found some sort of refuge while being at the Potter's house. But of course, when it comes to Cora Jakes, that's when everything turns left. Now, according to the source that I spoke to, Cora actually built a relationship with Bianca's mother and at times would watch Bianca while the mother was working or doing any other errands. And like the story we've heard many times before, through coercion, Cora was attempting to acquire Bianca. The source let me know that Cora went to her mother, who happens to be Sarita Jakes, and told her that she believed that she would not be able to acquire Bianca. And yes, the source was in the room when that conversation occurred. Now, on April 4th of 2012, Cora actually tweeted that my husband and I, Sky Ventura, are happy to announce that we have received our baby girl and she's the light of our world. We are thrilled. Not so fast, Cora. She actually didn't legally adopt Bianca at the time. She just simply had got her through a parental guardianship. Kind of sounds like the same thing she did with Michelle and baby Jason. And by the time this image was taken with Cora and Brandon and Bianca, they had already legally were able to take custody of her. And let me tell you how. So some of the information that I'm going to share with you is a bit heartbreaking. Trigger warning, okay? Because Bianca's mother was putting up much needed fight in order to not lose her daughter Bianca, according to this source, allegedly, Cora Jakes went to her mother and explained the situation about Bianca. Sarita Jakes allegedly stepped in, and then poof, Bianca's mother was gone. They deported her. Part 13.
Damn. So they Sarita Jakes got this lady packed up, and then they took her daughter, and ain't no telling what, you know what I'm saying? Knowing what we know about these people and the allegations and the not even allegations, the motherfuckers in jail for shit. You know what I'm saying? It kind of make you think, what the hell is going on with these kids, man? What y'all got going on, fam? This ain't right. This ain't right at all, man. And we gotta shed light on this shit, because this is sick and sinister and twisted.
Well, you're a little too late for that, Butter Pecan. This is chapter 2.
Tell him I'm more than a conqueror. Tell him I'm mentally stable.
Not so fast. And if you go by the name of TD and Sarita Jakes, I highly encourage you to turn the volume up on this next part.
Hey, babe, it's me. So they checked me into a psychiatric hospital yesterday because I didn't do well picking up Amari, and I put my pain and my fear and anxiety on her in a very unhealthy way. And after getting ripped apart about that, I got very, very suicidal. And Dr. Jill just happened to be there. So Sarah and her worked out for me to be at a psychiatric hospital for the next couple of days to be on suicide watch. They're taking care of the kids, and I've been able to do a lot of processing here. I actually slept for like 6 hours. I haven't slept for over an hour or two since Sunday. Eating a little bit, but not a lot. I just wanted to check in with you and let you know what's going on. And, you know, I wrote you a letter, I wrote Mari a letter, I wrote Tuka a letter, and then just a letter to family in general. But I love you, and I guess I'll try to call you back in a little bit.
Now that I have your attention, Bishop, let's go back to August of 2021. Now, for reference, Bishop, that call was made on August 21st of 2021, and it happened to be made to Brandon. Now, to go back to that voicemail, Cora actually stated she didn't get any sleep from Sunday, which would have been August 15th. Now, why is that date so significant? So sometime in between August 12th and August 15th, Cora and Amari actually made a trip to Los Angeles to see Sarah. And we also know that because Sarah and Cora actually posted this viral dance video on their social media accounts referencing Sarah's daughter's birthday. Now, a reason why those dates are significant is because on August 16th, Cora actually confronted Brandon about those allegations that Amari had made against him. Now, Bishop, you're probably wondering, why exactly is my daughter calling the man who's accusing my granddaughter of child SA? That's a wonderful question. I highly encourage you to give Cora a call. But that's not all. If you go back and listen to that voicemail again, Cora actually states that she ended up at the psychiatric hospital because she took her anger out on her daughter. Because if you ask me, somebody who ferociously takes their anger out on their children should not be signing people up for mentoring services, nor should that same individual be ministering to people. And Bishop, before you go, ask Cora exactly what she told Brandon she wanted to do with those children. Don't worry, I already know.
Man, this is I don't know, man. I honestly, I'm sitting here like, bruh, this is a sick story. It has to be covered, but damn, like, what does TD Jakes and his people have going on? Now, that was the deep dive into TD Jakes. Now, it's been some weird stuff surrounding this man and his family, allegedly. Allegedly. What the hell is this? Now, see, I can't play because the music in the background, but I just want to show y'all. What the hell is this? Now watch this shit closely, y'all. Whoa. I mean, you could have just set the mic down, brother. I mean, who does that? You could have just set the mic down, bro. And you can't make this shit up. Look at this shit, y'all. You could have just set the mic down, bro. Man, you can't make this up with I told y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all this. Y'all just ain't been peeping the signs, man. It's all been there right in your face. Like, this man been acting a goddamn fool right in front of you. Ooh, child. You can't make this shit up, man. This dude is loose and alleged. Like, yeah, I don't know, Thug. I don't know, fam. TD, they said the devil is busy. Yeah, he over here. He making a mockery. He just over here making a mockery at this point, man. I don't know. I told y'all, man, we gonna expose this dude. I told you he made an enemy out of RatchetTV. Now it's up. Which one is this? Oh my bad. Let's start right here. All right, let's get this one up. We not done. Y'all thought we was done? Oh no. We not done. Let's keep it going. Let's keep this shit going. Let's go.
Now, the tragic end to The Secret. That's not so secret that has been swept under the rug by the Jakes family. If you recall, Cora Jakes, now ex-husband, was arrested in April of last year for the most egregious crime. He was charged with the following: aggravated assault of a minor and indecency of a child. On October 23rd of this year, he pleaded guilty to both. The prosecutor's evidence was so overwhelming that he had no choice. He was sentenced to 20 years for each charge, resulting in the Texas Department of Corrections being his forever home. So now, this 31-year-old man will be released when he's almost 70 years old. Rightfully so, if I might add, for committing a sin that comes with a warning, where God himself said in Mark chapter 9, verse 42, "Whoever causes one of these little ones who believes in me to sin, it would be better for him if a great millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea." And as for the victim of this crime, let's pray for her healing. And his now ex-wife, well, she has dropped the Coleman from her last name and is back to doing what all the Jakes do, ignoring their indiscretions, the same indiscretions that they scream into a mic as they quote chapter and verse for profit. Because unfortunately for Black women, who are 90% of their congregation, they know that what he did is one of the open secrets in many Black families that go ignored. So as this Thanksgiving approaches, and the majority of you are faced with the very man who violated you across the table while he passes the greens, remember this little girl who, at first, was allegedly abandoned by her mother, according to the Jakes, then adopted by them, only to have the man who raised her, the man she called daddy, violate her over and over again. The man who was a member of the Jakes family for over a decade. Do you all think his now ex-wife of over 10 years knew what he was doing to her daughter? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Stay tuned for more and watch your kids and grandkids around these people. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Man. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up about these people, man. And he's convicted. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's a part of that family. And again, I tell you, like, bro, we don't know what the fuck is going on. All I see is a bunch of wicked coming from that side. That's all I see is wicked coming from that side. And he gonna meet his day, man. Soon that day is coming. It's coming real soon.
Prepare to meet your God. I will lay them low in a pit and let times pass over them. This is the word of the Lord. I'm sure that's easy to understand. The next part of the prophecy is called T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes is a homosexual and a pedophile. He has defiled minors. He has used boys willingly and against their will. He is brotherhood, fallen brotherhood, secret brotherhood. He will be exposed, and the filth will hit the newspapers in every country where his name has ever been famous, where his touch has ever been felt. This is a worldwide scandal. To the extent that he defiled, meaning to the extent that he abused and defiled, especially the young ones, let him be defamed. That means let the name that he has left behind in the earth be utterly destroyed. This is the judgment of the watcher speaking in heaven against this man's name and legacy. He will not have any legacy left. God says before this man dies, he will not have any legacy left. He will die fighting for the last shreds of his dignity and legacy. He will die fighting. Listen, those of you who sit on the fence. He will die fighting not for the mercy of God to be restored to him. What a terrible thing it is to lose the love, the favor, and the mercy of God. He will not die fighting for mercy to come back to him. God says he will die fighting for his name that he values above God. That is the Lord's assessment of him. He will battle in court. He will battle the press. He will battle his accusers. He will battle unsuccessfully to suppress evidence in a court of law. He will fight and say that certain tapes, certain text messages should not be admitted into evidence. He will use money, power, clout, and influence, but to no avail, says the Lord. He will not protect his ministry and empire. God says that the potter's house will fall. The potter's house and everybody in it will fall. And every single piece of it, the Lord has been saying, will come out and be admitted into evidence. Prepare the way of the Lord, for whatever has been done in darkness must come out, says the Most High of all flesh. I have given seats to men. I have given callings. I have given gifts. I have given them mentorship power. I have put my people under their care. Instead, they went to the dark side and they drank from the devil's cup. Yet I said, you cannot drink the cup of God and of devils. This is 1 Corinthians 10, 21, and 22. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the Lord's table and of the table of demons. Would we provoke the Lord to jealousy?
Man, man, man. Man, now look, TD Jakes, shit gonna happen to you in real time, bro. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna tell you, dog. Hold on, fam. Hold on, thug. Cause we not done. Let's continue listening to some more about TD Jakes, man. I just find this story to be it's very interesting, man, to say the least, because how are these people still free? I just want to know how the fuck none of these people been caught up for nothing. But you got to think the judges, the DA, all of them are paid off. The doctors, everybody, the lawyers, they paying off everybody. All these people are in their pocket.
Next, there will be scandals among the high and the mighty. So I saw a row of thrones seated in high positions. Earthquake hit those thrones. They started to shake, and people began to fall out of the thrones in public and shameful falls. The Lord said that Bishop T.D. Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church, one of the biggest shaming falls before God finally judges him in taking his life. The Lord said this man is not a straight man. He is not a heterosexual man. His name will be named by the people he has been with. His scandal will involve his sexual orientation, and God says that this is when people will finally see who they have been following with a lot of these pastors and spiritual leaders. So this prophecy came before the other one. This one is September 1st, that the Lord first said that on top of being a false prophet, on top of misleading people, on top of, he called it financial impropriety, which means that there is severe questions about what happens to money in the potter's house. He says that this man is a wolf in sheep's clothing, that this man is a Freemason, and that he is brotherhood. This is what the Lord revealed months ago in the false prophets prophecy. But now in this live call, God brought out that this man is not interested in women, but is bent towards males. But not only that, has harmed underage youths and boys. And God says that this sex scandal will be named by the people he has been with. The males are going to bring out, he says, proof. The evidence this bishop will be fighting is hard evidence. And God says he will spend considerable time, considerable energy, considerable power, and considerable money to suppress that evidence so that it does not come out in the legal battles that will follow. But God said that we are going into an era where the evidence will get a chance to speak.
So remember, I told y'all there was a grown man, but when he was younger, he got some information about TD Jakes. Now that was September. That lady did that September 1st, 2022. So look at what today's date is and know that she was pretty on point. She was pretty on point with the information she was putting out there. That's all I'm gonna say. She was pretty on point with the information she was presenting to the people. So let's continue. Let us continue. All right, hold on. Let me get back to this. All right, thugs. Oh, hold on. All right, thugs. Hold on.
After that, the vengeance of the Lord will come to those who say, touch not my anointed, when the anointed is actually a black mass, Sabbath going, human trafficking, pedophile rapist who goes by the title of bishop. I'm Celestial from the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. God bless you, and until I see you again, goodbye.
Raped small boys. He rapes young boys. He rapes boys between the ages of 10 and 15. That's his preference. He doesn't like the small babies because he's a big man. He's a big man. So he wants a body to feel. He wants a body to feel. God says he likes the butt of boys that are called youth. A youth. Anyone under the age of 19 is a youth. 10, 11, 12.
Allegedly, y'all. Now, TD Jakes, they saying TD Jakes is gonna go down in this huge scandal. Now, what he has done, what he has not done, we don't know, but we do know there are a ton of allegations out there. All we gonna do is cover the story, and we gonna give it to y'all. Just we got to give y'all the truth. This is the truth, y'all. These are the allegations that he's gonna be fighting up against, man.
14, 16. He doesn't want to go above that because now the boy is too big. There are other ministers who like to sleep with actual men. And this man called Pastor Jamal Bryant, also another big famous one, he likes what is called a young man. A young man, somebody who is making his own decision that he's gay, right? God says this is one of the gayest pastors in Black America. Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant is his name, one of the gayest black pastors ever. He likes young men. This is a man who can make his own decision, a 21-year-old, a 23-year-old, someone who has decided, yes, I like gayness, I want to be gay. That's the kind that this one goes for. Jamal Bryant is his name. Jamal and then Bryant. God says one of the
Man, so Jamal, TD, what is going on in the church house, y'all? What is going on in the church house? I seen a video today of a cop twerking for TD Jakes. I don't know what the hell I was watching. I was like, and TD Jakes was checking him out the whole way. I'm watching TD Jakes check the man. I'm like, bro, what? I can't call it, fam, with this dude. I'm gonna be real. I just can't call it with TD Jakes, man. It's a lot of power bottoming going on with him and his people. I don't know, fam. We're gonna continue this story and we're gonna continue to cover it. Let's not stop right there, y'all. Let's not stop with TD Jakes, man. We gotta, man. This is, I don't know, thugs. I don't know, thugs. Let's continue though. I don't know, man. We're gonna continue this though. Allegedly.
Beautiful people. I am so ready to get this out in the open. I finally get to talk about TD Jakes and how I feel about him with everything that's going on between him and P. Diddy. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some insight. So first of all, look at this picture. You see TD Jakes, that is his daughter, and that is Paula White. Just
Salute Linda Martinez on that 10-piece. I appreciate you. Salute.
remember that. Now, Paula White is a reverend. Among a reverend, she is the spiritual mentor to our old president, Donald Trump. Now, of course, she had to have a mentor, and her mentor is Bishop T.D. Jakes. So, why am I telling you this? You need to understand something, okay? T.D. Jakes, he's a bishop, but he's also an entertainer, okay? He's an entertainer for the world. Before Donald Trump became president, he was a entertainer. He had nothing in politics. Okay. So what does this tell you? What do they have in common? Entertainment, just like P. Diddy is entertainment. So of course, allegedly he would be at these parties with Diddy. These parties are made, they are the realm for control to gain power. There are so many unspoken acts done at these parties so people can stay in their positions. It's not surprising. And that's what you have going on right now. I don't know why it's all coming out like nobody knew about this, but I believe it's just because certain people of power don't have the power anymore. So everything's just going haywire right now. Everybody's trying to blame everybody. Everybody's just trying to have some type of control, but it's all a mess right now. So to answer your question, I looked into this. I know allegedly they say that him and P. Diddy had something going on. It's not allegedly. I looked into it. They did. He's TD Jakes. He's a part of all these other people as well. When I remember when he first came out, I did not care for him. I used to always have to turn the channel. He's just a celebrity, just like the rest of them. He just has Bishop in front of his name. Y'all may be surprised because he has Bishop in front of his name, but people in the industry, this is not a big thing. It's just all just coming out in the open right now.
Salute. Some Cassandra Deluxe says, Cassie tells all in her song Puff Daddy blocked her from coming out because she did not participate in Freak Out. So go to Apple Music, Cassandra for life. Listen to every lyric. All right, salute on your first super on the live stream. I appreciate you for that 10 piece. Salute, salute. Well, I don't know, man. What y'all thinking right now? These Jakes, Cora, TD, it's just too much going on with y'all, man. It's way too much. It's way too much going on with y'all right now. And I'm gonna be real. It's just this shit. It's loose. I don't even, man. Anybody who want to be a part of this damn industry, I don't get it, man. I don't get it because when you got to be a part of this industry, you're gonna be involved in stuff like this, running plays. Check this out. Look at this play. We saw this yesterday, but let's just watch this again, real quick. And just for the people who don't remember, that's Tyler Perry giving TD Jakes the hand of God, allegedly. And they just walking back, ooh, he did that, man. Boy, if y'all don't get out of God's house lying. Somebody holla push! He pushing that baby out. He pushing that baby. What wouldn't? Man. They done lost their damn minds. I'm gonna be honest. They done lost their damn man, bro. They over here. They man, boy. Let's just continue. I don't even know what to say.
See, let me say this right here, man, about TD Jakes. I ain't liked him since he was asked for all that money, talking about he wanted a new jet years ago. And then, so I hadn't been watching him, and then I found out that Tyler Perry gave him the Holy Ghost. Now, I ain't saying who can give you the Holy Ghost and who can't, but I don't think Tyler Perry did it.
Yeah, look, I'm not the judge of who can or can't give that out. You know, I'm not sure who got the power to do that. I don't know. I'm just gonna take a wild guess and just say Tyler Perry ain't one of the people who can do that. I don't believe he possesses that type of power in him. I'm just gonna be the one that's gonna say it. Tyler Perry, you ain't did that shit. Cut the cap. Cut the cap.
I think that $1 million donation did it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. They can fool somebody else. They ain't fooling me. Then you only little party, little freak party and stuff with P. Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't surround yourself with that. You're a man of God. You don't surround yourself with certain stuff when you're a man of God. That's just being real. You'll never be around no broke people. You always around people that got some money. Yeah. So some ain't adding up, TD Jakes. But not just that, man. It's like this right here, man. This is how I feel. Sometimes it bothers me that the crooked people always be the people that end up with all the money. Yeah. The crooked people. They always be the people that end up with all the money. Or like TD Jakes, Oprah, Tyler Perry, man, P. Diddy. We go on and go on and go on, man. They always the ones that end up with the money. But then I have to refer to the Bible, man. And it said, it's easier for a camel You know how big a camel is to get pushed through the eye of a needle. We talking about a sewing needle. The little bitty needle with a little bit of eye like that. A camel, it's easier for him to get pushed through the eye of that needle than for a rich man to make it into heaven. Man, that speak a lot. That speak a lot of volumes, man. So when I think about it, that me being over here broke, man, shoot, I think about that scripture right there, man, and I be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because we just think different. We think different. When you poor, or well, I ain't gonna say poor, but when you broken and broke, you think different. See, the people that's rich, they start praising the money instead of God. They think they bigger than God. Yeah. What y'all think about TD and what he got going on? Drop your comments.
That's some heavy shit, man. I'm gonna be real. It's heavy. All this shit is heavy, man. What TD got going on, he not gonna be able to shake these allegations. I think all of it's gonna eventually just spill out. Now I think all of it's gonna spill out, and you know, certain people been trying to expose him too. I'm not the only one trying to expose TD. We've been covering this. Let's get to it.
Loving Tyler Perry became rich by committing abomination. Yeah. Dressing like a woman. Ain't nothing funny about it. Go ahead, brother. Acting like a sissy. Now up trying to be a motivational speaker, a preacher. Still making money from Medea and still trying to motivate. Motivate what? Who's motivating? Is it Medea or Tyler? Yeah. Trifling, no good things that play with the name of the Lord Jesus, and you preachers are scared to say anything because you feel honored for these fakers coming in your church. That's right. When Tyler gave Jake that $1 million, Jake looked like something that came out of a carnival. Yes, he did. Tyler went off in that fake tongue. They laid his hands on the devil. And Jake stood there on television. And after he did that, he went into another thing. The devil kept uppercut. That's right. That wasn't no Holy Ghost. No. That was $1 million ghost. That's right. Oh, the Holy Ghost.
And my only question is, when did God ordain Tyler Perry to put his hands on anybody? Okay.
For real, like that's what I'm saying. I don't think Tyler Perry was qualified to even think about doing some shit like that. I just want to pray for you, brother, man. Tyler, if you don't get your weird ass on, man, get your weird ass on, brother. I ain't got no time for Tyler Perry. Look, bro. I mean, I just say, I wish you the best or something. And you can wish me the best. Or let's see what Cora got going on over here. Let's check out what Cora got going on. Let's listen.
Great, because I believe that when praises go up.
Oh, let's check Cora. Man. Like father, like daughter. Let's continue.
Great, because I believe that when praises go up, blessings come down. So let's lift up a praise to God. Spirit of the living God, we thank you. We thank you for our seeds that we present to you today. Seeds, God, that will bring about harvest. Seeds, God, that will bring about breakthrough. Seeds, God, that will bring about deliverance. I pray, God, that as they plant their seeds today, God, that it will heal where it needs to be healed. That it will clear every path that needs to be cleared. God, that it will bring deliverance to every family member that needs deliverance.
But my thing is, what about these families that y'all are torturing? What about the families of all these missing kids? You see, it's one thing to get up here and speak these messages, but when you got all these allegations going on and you ain't answering them and you paying people off and you got people crying on the internet and you got people in jail for doing things to these kids, and you've been tweeting about kids that we don't even see that are visible. It's like, how many kids have you ran through, lady? Like, we don't even know at this point. Where y'all getting all these kids from? Where Kirk Franklin get the kid from? Where all y'all getting these adopted kids from? And how are all y'all adopting all these kids if y'all ain't foster parents? I don't want to hear that. I'm gonna be real, not from you. I don't want to hear that shit from you. I rebuke the devil. Nah, we good over here. Nah, you can't pray for me. Look, I'm just gonna be real. You can't pray for me. I don't know who. I mean, I ain't saying who can or can't pray, but if you gonna pray for me, no, not you. Hell, nah. I'm cool on that. I am cool on that. All right, let's listen in on this real quick. Let's listen in on this, man. We're not done. Hold on. Let's go.
Y'all, there's an update. Let's get into it. So I was searching Brandon's case, and I was trying to figure out where exactly was the case at. Well, lo and behold, when I pulled up the details of the case, it looked like it's set for trial, either on November 6th or November 27th, depending on the judge's schedule. Now, prior to this update, I had to get on the phone to figure out how did we get to trial. Turns out there were 3 different plea deals, and let's break those down. The first plea deal was for 30 years, and of course, Brandon said no. The second plea deal was for 10 years, and then of course, Brandon said no. The third and final plea deal was probation. Now you're wondering, how does a case go from Cora Jakes asking for 40 years all the way down to probation? Well, that's because Brandon is pleading not guilty. So he has requested a trial. If y'all didn't already know, this is about to be the trial of the century. And all the who's and the what's are going to be here. And if Brandon has requested a trial, that means he about to let out all they dirty laundry. And y'all already know we have to cover it. Because I have to know how all of this ends.
Man, what the hell is about to happen? It's TD Jakes. I told y'all he finna go down. One way or another, TD Jakes finna see his way out of this industry. Him and Diddy are getting packed up, and Young Miami gonna fall slowly behind. She gonna definitely fizzle down. She ain't gonna be as hot no more. Y'all gonna see the downfall of Young Miami as well. Let's continue.
Okay, there's a crazy update on Michelle Lau. And if you don't remember her story, let me just help you out. So last summer, we had covered the story about Michelle Lau. She's the individual whose baby was allegedly taken by Cora Jakes, who happened to be the daughter of T.D. Jakes. Now, Cora has a live-in best friend by the name of Monet Collins, and I'm going to explain to you specifically how she ended up in Michelle's live stream. So over the course of a few months, Michelle had actually been in contact with her son, but only briefly. And in that time period, she was having a hard time getting back in contact with her son, Jason, the one that Cora Jakes had adopted. And because of her frustration, she went ahead and did a few live streams. But this one specifically that she did yesterday brought her all the attention that she desperately needed. So while doing this live stream, Cora's live-in best friend, Monet Collins, jumped into the chat, and here's what she had to say. The first comment that popped up says, "You don't see your child calling and texting you? He's been calling and texting you with no response, but you're still live. Make it make sense." Now remember, this is in regards to Michelle stating that Cora is keeping her son from giving her a call. But it's funny that Monet will jump into the comments saying that your son is calling you. Now, Monet, how would you know that? Now, Michelle, who is increasingly frustrated, had been receiving text messages from quote unquote Jason, and let me share some of those with you. Now, remember, I'm going to preface this by saying that these messages, quote unquote, come from Jason, which we know they don't. So just pause to read this, and you can actually see here one of the messages that she received, Michelle, that she thought was quite disturbing, and she felt as though it wasn't actually from Jason. And let me read it to you. So the message says here, "I know you might be crying, but if you don't move on, I'm going to be older and have a job and stuff, and you need to move on. Nothing else. Just move on. You moved on when my biological father left. You can move on now." Now, what 8 to 10-year-old do you know who would be telling their biological mother some nonsense like this? Moreover, it actually sounds like it's coming from Cora, allegedly. And now we know it's from Cora because look who actually decided to start watching this live stream. Yeah, let's get into that. So while watching the live stream, Cora decided to insert herself and say this, and say, "I didn't say that I gave you my number and email as the option for you to reach out to him. You should keep the phone on you. We are on spring break." Basically insinuating that the person who is sending Michelle those messages, which again, I don't think is an 8 to 10-year-old, is not actually Cora, it's actually Jason. Child, there's so much to the story. I'm gonna make a part 2.
Man, I don't know what I don't know what the hell is going on with the Jakes. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's like every time you think it's over, something else happens. Every single time you think it's over, something else just comes out, man. Let's continue, man. Let's continue, man. We got to talk about all this shit, man. Let's go.
I see I ruffled a lot of feathers with that Shirley Caesar video that I did earlier, which I have a part 2 coming into that tomorrow. But how come nobody been talking about this? Well, anymore anyway. I remember at one point in time, you know, there were people that, especially on YouTube and stuff like that, which definitely go subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link of it is at the top of this page. But at one point in time, I seen a lot of people that was talking about this and addressing this situation. And even some people that was going to the extent of saying that the Potter's House Dallas was involved with a child sex trafficking ring. Now that I can't really speak on. That I'm not too familiar with. I can't really speak on that. I definitely say this as far as preachers, Bishop T.D. Jakes is definitely, you know, top 10 preachers. You know, he may be number 1. If not number 1, maybe number 2. Back when I was preaching, he definitely was somebody that I studied. Well, which I still will preach. I will preach now, but you know, it just all depends. You know, if your church is ready for somebody like me. But at the same time, yeah, man, what's going on with that, man? They pretty much saying that Cora Jakes' husband, you know, basically touched the child inappropriately. I say this, that I don't know, I can't speak on, but one thing I will say is this, is that, man, when it comes to children, man, children are a very serious matter, man. Children are a very, very serious matter. And if this is true, and if this is what is going on, it definitely needs to be put to an end. It definitely needs to be stopped.
Well, with that being said, he is now. It's looking like nobody wants to go down for this ring of what's been going on. TD Jakes and them and their family got a whole ring of this shit that's been going on, but nobody wants to go down for this. So they finna start snitching on each other and may the best deal win. May the best story get the best deal. That's the only thing I could say about it. May the best story get the best deal. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Let's continue.
Y'all, for the people who don't know what is happening and what's going on, Cora Jakes Coleman took my child. Bishop T.D. Jakes funded, Bishop and Sarita funded the battle for her to be able to take my child. That is the shortest version that I can give. You can Google my name, Michelle Lau. You can go on TikTok and Google my name. You can go on my page. I have 3 videos up that I did in May. It's all there. It's all there. It's all there. Y'all, I don't... It is a lot for me to keep retelling. You know what I'm saying? I know that I have to retell it and keep telling it. I understand that. But it's a lot, even in this moment, to just go back over it. My child was legally taken from me by Cora Jakes, the daughter of Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes Sr. and Sarita Ann Jakes. And they have tried to cover this up, including putting me on a gag order, forcing me to sign an NDA about it. And I'm not finna comply. I'm not gonna comply any longer. Okay, I'm just not gonna do it, because my son should have never been taken from me in the first place. Through spiritual manipulation, coercion, duress, I was dealing with postpartum depression. And she knew that I was dealing with postpartum depression and took full advantage of it because she cannot have children. Cora Jakes is barren and cannot have children.
So she will do anything and everything that she can to get a child. Even if it means destroying a friendship. We've been friends since I was 10 or 12. Even if it means destroying a friendship and taking one of your best friend's child because you cannot have a child and you that sick in your goddamn head. You know how some women, when they can't have kids, they go actually steal babies from the hospital, or they'll go cut women's stomachs up. In this case, she did everything that she could do, including keeping me close to her so that she can get my baby. And then use the power of her name and the power of her father's name and the influence that they have and the heights that they have to push it through the court system, where the court did what they did. None of my kids have ever been in CPS custody. None of my kids has never been wards of the state. I have never been proven unfit. I've never been on drugs. Never in my life. I have my other 4 children. They live with me. They're with me under my roof. If I was unfit to take care of one, I would have been unfit to take care of all of them. And she could not even prove me unfit. On top of the fact, that's what I'm trying to do. I am trying to make sure that I have the right attorney to get the case unsealed. And that's why I'm asking people to share the story. That's why I'm asking people to donate so that I can do what I need to do legally. That's why.
Man. This shit getting deep, y'all. This is a touchy situation because it's so many kids involved in all these stories, man. It's just too much going on with. It's just too much going on, y'all. All right, let's continue, man. Let's continue. We're not done. We're not done exposing this family. We're not done.
Okay, this is getting completely weird. This was a childhood pastor of mine. He had all of the single mothers so Bible drunk that they gave permission for him to spank their children. He operated a private school inside of the church, and oftentimes it would be noted that when they would go inside of the school during the daytime, it would be dark. My mother, fortunately, never gave him permission.
The night that he changed the life of his little girl. You know, I had my son Malachi at the age of 14. After coming back to church, my dad made Malachi and I stand up and he welcomed us back into the service. A moment feeling like he had my back.
Many occasions, Jakes is stating that her son at 13 was the best thing that could have happened to their family. We don't know who her baby daddy is, but what I can tell you is that his son was reprimanded for indecent exposure at a park, exposing himself.
Yep, and allegedly TD Jake's son was arrested for indecent exposure at a park, and it's been a whole bunch of stuff with this family. And when I told y'all when I was coming back, I was gonna get on. Man, I told y'all what it was. I've been told y'all what this was, so you ain't gotta guess or speculate. You knew this was coming. Everybody in this motherfucker knew this was coming. Let's keep this shit a big buck. Ratchet gang, ratchet gang, ratchet gang. What y'all gotta say about this TD Jake story? I got more, but I think I'm gonna have to do a part 2. It's just too much. I got a lot more. I'll be here all night, man. I got so much on TD, man. This ain't over. You didn't think I was just gonna come do one part on you and just be done, right, TD? I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow and finish TD Jakes and add some more Diddy into it because we not done with this. Surviving TD Jakes is real. This is a real story that needs to be heard. I got something big for this TD Jake story here soon. Y'all just wait for it. I got something real big in this TD Jake story that's going we going to get some victims to speak up. Some TD, he already didn't heard that we on the case. And by the way, y'all, we hit 95K. We got 5,000 more to 100,000, y'all. We had 95,000 subscribers, y'all. Salute to Ratchet Gang. Pat yourselves on the back. I appreciate all of y'all for being a part of this movement that we got going on over here. We got 95,000 subscribers, y'all. We almost there. We right there at the end of that first little hump that we got to get over. All right, well, Ratchet Gang, I don't know, man. I want to know when this video ends, what y'all think about it. Make sure everybody in the building go subscribe to Chat Trap Official. Go subscribe to Sapphire, the biggest, the baddest. Make sure y'all hit her up on Instagram and TikTok, and y'all better be following me on Instagram and TikTok as well. The RatchetTV on both. Man, drop the links in the chat. Chat Trap Official been going up. Shit, salute to Sapphire for doing 400,000 views on one of her videos. Man, we all blessed and highly favored on this side, man. So salute to Ratchet Gang, man. We going big places real soon. We blowing up. I know y'all see the numbers been crazy over here. We've been doing hella, man. We've been doing some good shit, man. And we exposing the truth. And pray for the kids, man. Watch your kids, for real. Pray for the kids, because this is wicked and wild, and it's only gonna get even more loose. With that being said, I love y'all, Ratchet Gang, more than y'all will ever know. Hey, we coming back tomorrow for part 2 of Surviving TD Jakes. We coming back tomorrow. Hey, Ratchet Gang, Ratchet Gang, Ratchet Gang. Make sure y'all smash the likes on the way out. I love y'all. I'm out, gang.
Smoking on the dro, young J.R. Ewing. Pimping for my paper and I'm looking for the chewing. Bitch, I got the do, what the fuck I gotta do? Sipping pop pills, smoke for the bass crew. Fooling with the niggas acting all brand new. When they get some money, that's what fuck boys do. I ride in the side, get high in the side. Flip on the grain and get plenty good mind. From the deep, sucking holes with a mind full of gold. She playing with her nose, but she suck a mean cold. I can't even lie like a ghetto ass bitch. It's time for a daddy, ain't scared to break a trick. A yellow ass, switching fast, sucking while I'm frustrated bass. In the 6, breaking bricks, ballin' in the fucking mix. PMC, bitch, you can't act like you don't know. Get down on your knees like a top-notch hoe.
She wanna talk to the kid, make one wish. I'ma get fried right, rules and syrup, I'm tryna get high tonight. Serving them pies right, I might start dancing as soon as they hit in the light. Jesus, Jesus Christ, with your geek light. Do you like Miley Cyrus, or you like Virgil White? I done been jumping on pussies, they fucking Adidas, I earned my stripes. Over the gang, ain't robbing the family, whether they wrong or right. Family, with the cash transaction, know we can Visa swipe. Carry my justice secured, I keep my pipe, protect my life, I know my right. I must be a girl like a nigga I front to. Look at she bad, she working that honest. I gave her a sack full of money, she brought her shit back and it came with something. Better bad demons running. That little bitty 392, it ain't nothing. She full with a ball, she upgraded from her last nigga, said he wasn't nothing. Her nigga ain't seen no money. Push out the trap, we stepping and gunning. Meet me at Coca, meet me at Boy. Nigga want smoke or beef, we coming. Look at these big boy toys, they gorgeous. All these gorgeous girls want it. I be ignoring them, they be ignoring me. I be ignoring them, like we fucking. Fuck your man, no, she can't answer the phone. She outside, she getting that bag on her own. No, I'm not alone, cause I came with the fire. I'm still gon' put it on, and my bitch match my vibe. The way the low drop, she might think it's out the sky. I'm standing on business, and she's standing on mine.
Houston. Check me out. Look, I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late. And I know I'm still great in spite of my mistakes. You know it's authentic every rhyme I say. My only regret is I made niggas wait. See, ain't too many like us, we like vintage bait. And I don't fuck with busters, I can't integrate. Grew up with these killers in my living space. Lot of niggas folded through them village days. Citywide gang and junction police raids. LA Times rolling 60s made the front page. I vowed to never let tradition seal my fate. Selling dope with hopes to graduate to real estate. I knew I was drumming to a different beat. Felt it in my stomach, I was just unique. We decided we gon' let these visions speak. Then we turned Slauson into Venice Beach. S600 Maybach platinum dealer plates. Wake up in this penthouse to the cityscape. You know it's authentic every shit I say. I knew self-destruction ain't the only way. Sometimes perfect timing feel like I'm too late. But I know you still great in spite of your mistakes. Before you run your race, you gotta find the pace. Just make sure you cross the line and fuck the time it takes. I got out the county jail 2008. Couple months I dropped the tape, then I was on my way. My first single out and set the streets ablaze. On location, shot that video in front of the cage. Trying to find my way through this fucking maze. Every concert, 100 niggas on the stage. We're still active, so it's really just another day. Promoters paranoid to book you, that affects your pay. And when you stop eating, that affects your weight. And when you get hungry, that affects your brain. See me, I'm not tripping, I respect the game. I hope y'all do. If I can't make it, I'm gonna take a change. See, ain't too many like us, we like vintage bait. And I don't fuck with busters, I can't integrate. I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late. But every single time I drop, they tell me I'm the great. I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late. And I know I'm still great in spite of my mistakes. You know it's authentic every rhyme I say. My only regret is I made niggas wait. I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late. And I know I'm still great in spite of my mistakes. You know it's authentic every rhyme I say. My only regret is I made niggas wait. Daddy Houston.